Hello there, YouTube family. Life's a Game back once again for another video. Hope you guys are all doing well. Manning Zoo Legendary we're getting into right now. Just another run. You guys are going to go ahead and see this right now. I'm going to go ahead and take you guys through, show you kind of how this goes and just, kind of what to do in this mission as far as a Manning Zoo Legendary. The last time I ran Manning National Zoo Legendary was, I did it for directives, Legendary Manning Zoo, and you can see that if you go back in my videos, you'll be able to see Manning Zoo Legendary on 4 directive run if you want to see me do this 4 directives as opposed to just normal here. But as per norm, I'm doing the next random gifts for random agents, exotic gifts I mean, for random agents. So this is the next one on the list in order. So we're going to go ahead and go through this. So I just want you guys to pay attention. This is Manning Zoo now. It's one of the longest legendary missions, the longest legendary mission actually, out of all 5 of them. And with it being longer, I mean, legendary missions in general, they usually always require like patience and distance and whatnot. But that definitely means more or less like since legendary missions require patience and distance, most of the time, usually like just normally, this mission being the longest one is going to require a lot more of that. You're going to have to just practice that same notion and just put that into effects like ×2 in this mission. Because it is a longer mission. Agents tend to get like weird out, weary as time goes on, and we've been doing it long. People start thinking of you can kind of start feeling like a little antsy, thinking that you might wipe. The more it goes on, the more tension it is, the further you get in. So with this being the longest legendary mission of all of them, what you want to do is just keep your composure, keep your confidence going throughout the mission. You want to just keep those core structures, PDF, as I said before, patience, distance, focus. You want to just keep that in mind. ×2 here. You have plenty of room to work. It's very wide. So, yeah, just utilize that stuff, guys. Use those factors to your benefit, and you'll see how it works out. That will actually end up helping your team. You guys will end up having a much better shot. It's like how I always tell you guys, I always say in legendary missions, especially if you're running with random agents, patience and distance is the main key focus in order to get anything done. As I said many times, I know I probably sound like a broken record, but if you have clanmates, close teammates, you guys all had mics, that's different. Even then, you still have to be aware, but that's a lot different. I'm not saying nobody could ever rush Legendary before, because definitely have done it in groups, but you have to be a well-structured, maintained, geared group to do that. And usually at randoms, what I find is that a lot of people just usually aren't that. But what I'll tell you about this run specifically with these teammates here I had, they were like well-structured. I did search within the chat. Sometimes you guys might ask me how I find my mission. Sometimes I'll just go in the chat and ask people whether or not they want to run the legendary mission, and if they're geared and if they understand the mechanics. And if they do know that to a good enough degree, we go ahead, we run it. They might not know it fully, but as long as they have like a good enough, they have a good enough idea of how to move and what to do, it's usually not a problem for me considering the builds that I have and everything. So it's always good. But like I said, guys, you kind of don't want to, I'm not saying that not to at all at any point, but I'm saying you don't really want to match make sometimes for these missions, because it's tough. You'll get random agents that really have like no idea sometimes how to do the mission, and although I used to do that a lot in the past and I did have success doing it, it just took a lot more grit. It was longer. A lot of them would wipe often. I'd have to save them a lot. All sorts of things would happen. And it's like I notice that doesn't happen at all, if at all, or as much when I'm with these groups where I actually ask random agents in the chat. And the reason I say this, agents, is because just go ahead and reach out to sometimes in the chat. I know a lot of you might not use the chat, but just reach out and tell them what you're trying to do. And if there's any experienced, knowledgeable agents that want to assist you or go by you, or try and attempt the mission with you, or they'll help you out with it. They can't guarantee success, but they'll help you out. There'll be so many agents on there that will be willing to do that. Noobs and non-noobs as well, even if they're not new. So I think that plays high testament into it, to be honest with you. Okay, guys, so we're pushing forward. I hope you guys are doing well. I know the video just started. I really hope you enjoyed this one. It was a very fun one for me. It's always fun to be able to show you guys these playthroughs, show you just how it's done. Because sometimes, like I said, a lot of channels they won't show you the full run. I'm not saying that they're not capable of doing it. Some of them very much are, but I mean the only way to fully prove that for sure is just to run the mission, like on on occasion at least. I'm not saying every day or every upload that somebody would have to do this. It's just if you're going to show a build or whatnot, just just upload yourself running it and just actually doing a full mission with it. It just helps out. It just adds validity, high like validity to your claim, that what you're presenting is actually valuable, it's accurate, and it's viable. Like that. That's all it comes down to. And I just like doing that. That's what my channel just exercises anything that I go ahead and go about. So I just want you guys to see you in this room. We did open 2 doors, but usually what you want to kind of do in this room, you kind of want to just sit back. You kind of want to leave 1 door open if you can. If you're not like usually experienced group, or you're not used to this, or you're kind of new, you want to kind of leave 1 door closed, because the thing is, the drones and whatnot will spam and come through those doors. And if there's 2 of them open, that just gives them more leeway and more areas to decide which door to come through, which could end up surprising people, catching people off guard. Whereas if there's just 1 door, everybody knows exactly which door every enemy can come through, and every drone's going to come through. So it just kind of helps out with that. So that's just one thing to consider. I know I didn't do it here, as you're seeing here on screen, but if you guys practice that route of not opening both gates, it would definitely help out. But with this team, we're experienced, we have good gear, the players are experienced enough from what I've been seeing, and especially the build I'm using with the Hive and the Striker drone, I just know that we can have both the doors open, and it shouldn't be too big of an issue as long as like we're monitoring it and we're on top of everything. So you just want to keep that in mind. You're seeing me sit there typing, and do not do this, guys, as you're seeing. Sometimes you'll see me type stuff as a fight's going on, because I kind of like have an idea how the enemy moves, or where the drones are coming, or what the hit percentage I'm able to take, considering the current build I have and whatnot. So you'll see me do that, but definitely don't practice doing any of that stuff. But as far as that's concerned, like I said, guys, I apologize for my mic. I'm just trying to do my best to get that in order to start, just having more mic sessions as far as live streams on different games, so that I can bring this all to you guys live. There'll be nothing better than that for me. So I'm just taking everything one step at a time. Obviously, there's IRL, real life issues, in real life issues. So it's like, I don't mean like in a negative sense. It's just things I've going on, throughout my life and everything, that, it's just keeping that all balanced with everything else here with YouTube, and just making sure that everything works right. It's all process. It's all step at a time process. So I thank all of you guys that have been patient with me and are still supporting my videos, my live streams, and as well. Like, I'm just happy that you guys are supporting them, and I thank you for that. And just know there's going to be a lot more heat action coming, as per norm. You already know what it is. Keep subscribed. Hit that like or subscribe button if you haven't. Thank you very much. I highly appreciate it. Appreciate it, guys. I very much appreciate it. I can't say it enough. So we're continuing on here. You saw us in the last room. We kind of just hung up on the top, as you noticed. Nobody ran down. I've seen some agents before in this mission, and the last room we just did recently, they kind of run down and they'll try and fight sometimes on the ground. And I'm like, I have no idea why they do that, but I'd highly implore every agent to kind of stay upward on the stairs and just kind of shoot from up there, because worst case scenario, you can always back out. You can always, this place has so much space and room. That's the thing about this legendary mission. It might be long, but it has a lot of space. And if you're just structured and your teammates are smart, and they're knowledgeable as far as division game know-how and key play, there shouldn't be that much of an issue getting by this one as far as many of the rooms. I mean, there will be some rooms, as you guys will see upcoming. This is why I show every single room. So I have, when I show you a build, like I'm using my capacitor build right here, I'm showing you every room of this mission just to show you how to work this build in every room. Because if I showed you the one room, like a lot of the YouTube channels, as I always say, it would not give you any merit. It wouldn't show you anything. It wouldn't prove anything of how that build could defeat an entire legendary mission, apart from a few rooms. The first room, of course, being the easiest, which unfortunately is what a lot of the other videos will show, is just the first room. So just trying to, step out of that. Just trying to step out of that. Be a little different, just show you guys what it's all about, the real deal. And it's fun for me, so I enjoy it. But you're seeing us all sit back here, guys. The key thing is you want to kind of just sit in the tunnel. You want to sit back here, totally just sit back here in the tunnel. You don't want to run up, because there is a Chunga, I believe, that does come near here, and there he is right there. I believe I sent my assault drone after him, but my striker drone. But yeah, you want to kind of just sit back here and kind of just watch for key drones coming in. As you're seeing, you kind of want to just keep your distance, patience, distance, focus here. As I said, Manning Zoo offers a lot of room to work, so you just want to kind of keep back, just kind of shoot, pick them off. As long as you guys have decent DPS and whatnot, you can get them all. And the main thing you're seeing me do there, I'm kind of trying to focus my striker drone on the medic. You want to always, guys, I reiterate this so much. There's a reason for it. You want to always make the medic the first priority. You do not want to leave him there, because as you'll see going along, you'll see certain instances where the medic could possibly or does possibly revive some enemies that we kill, and it's like you're gonna see how hectic the situation at times can get with that. So there's a reason why I'm saying always make the medic the first priority. Unless there's a chunga there, obviously light him up if he's in your face, too close. You don't want him there. But right after getting him, light the medic up. Do your best to get him. Obviously, here, the medic was the last guy we got. Not the best play there. I mean, it does happen because the medic does tend to run a lot when you do shoot them. But as long as they're not healing, we did our job. So that was A. That was A plus A1. A1 steak sauce. That was good. So I just want you guys to keep that in mind. And just, always keep the medic first. There's a reason I say that. It's going to be highly displayed within this video, respectively, as well. But Manning Zoo Legendary, I enjoy Manning Zoo Legendary. This was actually, when this Legendary came out in PTS, when it was new, I was actually one of the first to actually defeat this mission. I didn't see a YouTuber that beat it. I mean, I know that there was a YouTuber, maybe like a lower one that was on there, but I know some of the main ones, like the main guys that you guys know of. Like I know that none of them had it like done, so I was like one of the first ones to do that. And I remember back then, I remember it vividly. I even ran. I believe I ran with Identity. I believe that you guys know who that is, but I'm saying I ran with him. I was in one of like his groups. I didn't even realize, but until I looked at the mission afterward. But he ended up later on leaving because he had something he had to do that day, and kind of the team disbanded. But I invited other players to the group with me at the end, and they helped me finish that for sure. It was a grind like hell, but we got through it. And yeah, it was what it was, and I just remember that. And that's why I keep telling you guys I totally cannot wait for new content, because you already know. When that happens, I'm going to be up there. I'm going to be playing it. You know what channel to come to if you want to see the best of the best perform. And just have fun. And just see some high-flying Division 2 action, because I enjoy this game when it's at its best. And when it has content to present, and new content especially, challenging. I enjoy it. So it's always fun. What you're seeing me do here, enough of that, though. Kind of got into my own little Division tangibles, little thoughts there. But it's always good. I just like to, point that out. But what I was saying more or less was the Manning Zoo. Yeah, when I did do that, when this mission was new, I remember doing this mission when it was brand new, and we actually ended up beating it. That's actually one of my highest viewed videos that I have on my channel. So it's always cool. I enjoy that stuff. But just to let you guys know, that little food for thought for some of you that are watching me, that actually watch these videos and actually listen to what I'm saying. Just little things you can learn about me. I'll say things here and there within them. So you're seeing how I kind of hovered back there as soon as we came in this room. I kind of hovered back there near the door. I kind of hung on the right side, and you kind of want to just hang back. It's always about patience distance, guys. I just hung back there and kind of just took them out. We have decent enough DPS. You're seeing these other two teammates on this side. They kind of pushed up there. It's fine, because that's that we're still up on top. We're just making sure nobody can kind of blindside us from that area. You're seeing the other wave come. This is the second wave of them. You're seeing the Chunga come out. So, we're just keeping it relaxed. We're keeping up here. And as long as we have distance, guys, the reason why I'm saying to stay up here is because if anything were to go haywire, like were to get haywire, get really bad, or go south, like really quick, the door's always behind you. You can make your way out there, run back, heal, get yourself back together. That's the reason why I always say just keep back. Because if anything happens, if you're down there, it's just hard to be able to get past the enemy and get back up here. Whereas you'll be able to run back up here. But we do have decent DPS, and I stress that just to say, even though our team has solid DPS, you notice how we're playing. Notice how structurally well we're playing. And as a result of that, how structurally well you're noticing us playing, as a result of that, you're going to see how smooth the transition is. You're going to see that there's not really that much hecticness. There's not really that much panic when things happen, because everybody's on the same page. Everybody has a relatively good idea of how to do this, and how to play it, and how to run a legendary mission. So that's always a plus, guys. It's always a plus having that. So in this room, you kind of want to hang back. You just want to kind of just utilize these pointers for the mission, each step you take. And it's all just a one step at a time thing. Don't be thinking ahead, because a lot of agents will think ahead on missions. And they'll lose focus on the current section they have. In order to get to the end, you have to complete your current objective. So it's like you just want to focus on your current objective you're doing, and then eventually you'll reach the end. So you're seeing there, when I went down, I pulled the group. They'll come, and I kind of told my teammates back there. I'm pretty sure you guys probably saw the chat, me letting them know that these guys were going to come. As soon as I try to access the next room, they kind of try and blindside you. So it's just having that prior knowledge, you know, of what's going to occur. It also helps the team out. So just having knowledgeable teammates on your team that know that. And if you do know it, display it, as I displayed it there. Like, you just want to help out the most in legendary missions. You don't want to ever have an agent guessing. If you're thinking for a second that an agent's guessing, it's like you don't want to be guessing at all, because the thing is, you could be thinking somebody has a heal or somebody has something and they don't, and they actually need help. You always want to just give everybody all the time in the mission the benefit of the doubt. And I don't mean that sense in the form of rushing. If somebody's saying, oh, I can go all the way up, I have this build, it's just like, no, you want to stay structured. If they do, obviously they can do it, but if they do, you just gotta let them know, hey, be able to get back at least, and die like in a reasonable spot, not a bad spot where we can't revive you. So you always want to make these things known to them, and that just allows the agent to like think a little more and be like, you know what? Not saying they weren't, because they could have some great builds. Like as you're seeing this Jose guy here, he has like a decent build. As you're seeing, like, he has a decent shield build. But one of the main things that you want to do, you want to just ensure that they take into account what they're doing. Like how I was saying, that the agent will kind of force them to kind of just think and be like, you know what, maybe I shouldn't push up that much. He is right. I shouldn't die in a spot like that. It would be hard for them to revive me. It just gives them that thought process, and then their play, you'll see their play will change as opposed to what you said. And you'll just see everybody will be practicing patience, distance, and this is a good thing. You want to play this. I kind of say all the time, even though I know it's not real fully, but I say legendary is kind of like a real gunfight in a sense, because if you die in a bad spot, you cannot, completely cannot be revived. It's just tough to revive unless you have a revive hive, and even then somebody's sacrificing the revive hive, and that goes long if they end up getting hit. So it's like, you just don't want to put your team in that position. But yeah. So you see us in this room right here. I believe there was a point I was going to touch on, but we'll go ahead and get back to that. But I was just saying, like, in the sense of, in this room, you kind of want to just keep back, keep your composure. You don't want to like rush, push up too much. You want to just like, you know, you guys want to just keep back, patience, distance, focus, as I said. You don't want to get out of that. You don't want to start running up too much or whatnot. You want to just keep relaxed, keep focused, and just see where you're at. And from there, your team will work. As you're seeing back here, I'm just taking the enemies out from the back, and just, you know, I'm not rushing up too much. I'm not letting my self get the best of me and just go up front, because we've been dominating and playing so well, like a lot of other agents will do when they're playing well. But yeah, just to touch on that point again, though, that you always want to make sure you die in a reasonable spot within Legendary. You don't want to go somewhere, like, say somebody jumped over this fence and dies somewhere like there, because it just makes it harder, and that's just one less person, while the whole entire mission's still geared, respectively, still geared for 4. So you kind of just want to make sure that you're just watching, you know? You kind of just want to make sure you're watching, and that you're just being aware of what you're doing. You're just always considering your teammates and where you're at and where your team's at and what's going on. So you're seeing down there's a medic down there. Definitely not the best spot for him to be in. He's trying to revive all his teammates down there. So the thing is, you always want to get him out of there. You see him right there just on the left healing someone. I'm trying to get him. You know, it can be hard sometimes, and they're shooting the distance. So you guys want to keep like your composure. You see, I'm sending my striker drone. That's why the striker drone is so amazing. It goes after those campers. See how the medic camps? It goes after him. It takes care of that problem. You don't want them to be there and be able to just be healing, and just there's no type of fire going on them, no type of heat on them. You always want to send something after them, make them as uncomfortable as possible, because when you're doing that, they're not healing. And if they're not healing, they're not bringing no revived dead enemies back. So, and that's something you definitely do not want at all in Legendary if you're planning to win, of course. But going from here, I'm making my way over down here now. I'm moving just a little closer. As we're seeing, we're clearing this early stage of the room out. And like I said, when you first come in this room, you kind of want to start where you saw me on the left, way back there when we first came through. We entered in through the door. You kind of want to keep back there and fight from there until it's clear, because if you come too close early, these snipers can pick you off. Like if you come too fast and you're trying to shoot at another enemy, you're not looking at them. You want to have your focused on. You want to have your eyes focused on the snipers back here. You want to send anything after them. You don't want to stand out too far in the open. yeah, you want to just make sure that you're in an area where you're safe, you can hit them, and you're ready for the next wave that comes. That kind of sets this up because after these guys, a wave comes where the two chungas will come, one below and then one on like the top left. So you just want to be knowledgeable. You see me go to the post here. I'm running to where I need to go because I know where the next wave where they're going to be coming in. The chunga's there. I'm going to go ahead and get my revive hive, not my revive hive, my stinger hive there. That's so, it's such a great allied weapon. It's such a great skill. You see, I'm going to put that tier 6 stinger hive there, and you're seeing it stop this chunga. It's really pestering and messing with them along with my striker drone. It stops them from coming in. I noticed like when you use a hive like that in a strong with a lot of the enemies, they'll try and avoid it or they won't really want to run through it. Like you're going to see these guys here. They are going to try to probably make an attempt to run through it, but it's just pain they're going through. They're depleting their life highly. You see he's running back there as soon as the hive starts attacking. You see it kind of creates that version of having like a 5th player in a sense because that thing is attacking them and not allowing them to push. If that thing was able to push, you see my teammates over there are working on the chunga down there. They would have to turn around and look at these guys and focus on them because now they're pushing from the left as the chunga is trying to make himself up from the bottom right there. They were able to focus on him as a result of that, and they were able to take him out. I was able to do what I had to do here. So there's that. You always just want to make sure that you guys are just watching. That was just me watching my team. You know, I could see that the chunga was coming up. I dealt with the other one. I could easily see that there was another one down there they were busy with. So let me go ahead, put this over here, make sure the enemies don't can't get over there and mess that up, and offer assistance to the chunga enemy, and thus, you know, possibly cause a wipe, possibly cause just problems. So you just want to be on top of that stuff. That's what I mean, you guys. You guys want to be observing how your team's moving. That's what I meant about legendary. It's not just builds and how hard you hit. You got to know what's going on out there. You got to be really paying attention to the battlefield. You got to be seeing what's happening. How's it changing up? Where's the best spot I should be? This was the best spot 5 minutes ago, but right now, considering how the battle's changing, how the enemies are moving, the type of enemy faction that you're facing now that has respectively spawned, now you're gonna have to make changes and movements. So you just gotta be aware of that stuff. And there's some agents that aren't aware of that. The same way you have to know how to move in PvP, how it's different. It's the same thing in legendary. When you're playing legendary, you have to know how to move. You have to know the battlefield. You have to be on a high level of you gotta know. I'm not saying you have to be the most knowledgeable. I'm just saying you just have to be aware. Your awareness has to always be there. You can't just be relaxing, you know, kicked back, drinking a can of soda. You know, you can't. It's not really one mission like that. It's a mission that takes takes work, effort. I'm not saying you can't have a can of soda. You definitely can, or a can of whatever, or water or whatnot. But I'm saying you just have to have focus. You don't want to be too relaxed, because when you're too relaxed, that's when wipes happen. That's just this isn't the mission for that. So I always tell agents, if they're looking for a more relaxed experience, I always tell agents that just do like challenging or like lower or whatnot, or even like heroic will require attention. But even depending on the build, a lot of heroic content can just be walked through as well, depending on your gear and whatnot. So I just always stress to agents, if you're doing legendary, always be aware, and that just gives your team that extra best chance of survival, which being in legendary, you want the best chances of survival all the time. Okay, so now we are in this room with the gate. This part, I was stressing to them, you kind of want to fight when you guys get here. You want to fight from this room right here. And by the way, please hit that like and subscribe button if you have not hit that already. If you got this far, you got to enjoy it to some degree, some extent. You got to be learning something. So please hit that like, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out, guys. I highly appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. I enjoy it. I'm going to go ahead and keep bringing this here, and just, enjoy the rest of the video and just pay attention to the tips. And hopefully good luck with you guys in your legendary endeavors. Okay, so back to the vid. When you want to fight from this door, you don't want to go in, you don't want to push too far in. Like I said, patience, distance, focus. You want to keep that as a main thing. I'm going to keep reiterating that. You want to keep that as your main thing every time you're playing these missions. You don't ever want to rush. Playing with any teammates rushing, you want to exit them from the group. Either exit yourself or exit them from the group, and find a group that's willing to be patient and willing to be all on the same page. That's huge in these missions. So you want to fight from this door. You want to exercise that same option I was telling you, patience, distance. You want to use that here, and you want to kind of just keep them like away from the door. You don't want to allow them to penetrate the door because they definitely can. If you're not giving off enough DPS or you're just not watching. So what I did there, guys, if you're seeing it, you see the hive on the floor. I put the hive there, and usually when I do that, that it serves as a shield because a lot of times the enemies just won't come into it. If they are brave enough to, they get taken out at a steady, like good, strong, like quick rate. Quick, like fast rate, because the hive, the stinger hive is definitely lethal. It's very lethal, especially at tier 6. Unfortunately on this build I don't have a overdrive or overcharge to take it to tier 7 because that would have been even more easier. This has been made the mission even more easier, but it is a tier 6 capacitor and memento backpack build, so it's definitely strong. And when I put that stinger hive out, in addition to all that, as you're seeing, these enemies are not coming near this door. They're fighting from a distance. They're trying to get us from a distance, stand in corners, get like a better look at us in here. They're not really coming closer. And the enemies you do see closer, that whichever enemies you will see happen to come closer, you're gonna notice how it deals with them, or just the havoc that it brings them. So it's just good. That's why I say, guys, that's why I say the stinger hive is so huge in this game, especially for missions like this, legendary missions. It just gives your team that extra form of cushion in hectic situations, and very much could be very, very hectic situations. Like it keeps the enemy at bay. Like it doesn't allow them to come in and push up close. Of course, it has to be a strong enough one, tier 6 and whatnot. And even if it was a lower tier one, you still could do it. But I kind of look at the lower tier one kind of like as a bluff, because if they did come up close, you wouldn't really, probably do too much damage with a tier 2 or tier 1 stinger hive. So you just want to make sure it's strong. I always say for legendary tier 6, you could probably get over to tier 5 depending on what you're using, but if it's not a DPS build, I'd always say like tier 5 or like 6 and whatever you're using. You just want to have the strongest you can get it. Tier 6 is what I have. I highly recommend that one, but if it's hard, you can't do that, or you just, for whatever reason, just have a tier 5. If you want to have something that's effective against the enemy, that's just my main point. So you see me right there, get the medic. That's the main guy we want to get. I do believe that there is a Chunga here, so the hive is helping out highly here. You see this person, they're coming in. You see the enemies are coming in, they're walking by, and the hive is doing its job there. They kind of got to me a little there, but the hive did its job, as you saw, dealt with them. That would have been a very, very, very hectic situation, as you saw there, as they came in, and it was just a problem. They were 2 yellow enemies, gold enemies, and those were like the highest level of enemies, and you know how that goes. So you saw how the hive helped out, and it's still there strong with 7 charges still, and the Chunga's coming. You see what I mean? So I'm saying, you guys, you definitely want to utilize the stinger hive. It's an excellent, awesome weapon. It's an awesome skill. So we took the Chunga out there. You see me saying there again, kill medic. You definitely want the medic to be the main guy that you're looking at, the main person that you're hitting. You don't want to deviate your time away from the medic at all. You definitely don't want to do that. You want to make sure that he's the first guy out, because the thing is, as I say all the time, if he's not out of there, he could revive everybody back. He could bring the Chunga back we killed. He could bring back everything. Like another medic we killed, everything. Like, and everything just happens all over again. I've seen that happen, and it's crazy. It can get crazy when that happens. So you guys just always want to be aware of that. So you're seeing us keep back here, practicing patience distance, and ding ding, room done. So there you go. This room was cleared out. Like I said, you want to fight from the door. I have seen teams push in, like some clans, certain people that have different builds, or they know the spawn points, or they just know how it goes. They have up to the top builds, mics, microphones to speak. I see how that goes. I get it. That could be done, but like I said, in a random group, running with randoms as I do, it takes a lot more structure and whatnot to be able to do that stuff, because you don't have all like the key help that you'd get from somebody that you can kind of just speak with, or just on the fly, or is very knowledgeable in the game. So you're seeing us push here, push forth, and this is a long legendary mission. Usually a lot of legendary missions by now, you be kind of like more or less through it already. I guess, like excluding Tidal Basin, because Tidal Basin is long as well, but I feel that Manning is definitely just a tad like more longer than Tidal Basin. Tidal Basin rigor has, I don't know, it seems like it's gone up, because I used to do that one all the time with agents in the past, random agents, the legendary, and like these past 2 times I did it, like now it just seems so hard. I'm like having to use builds, like certain builds like I'm using that I've never used, like I've totally never had to use. I'm like using now, like in those missions, and it's like, wow. I didn't know that it would be this hard. It could just be the group I'm running with. Maybe the agents just aren't geared well, like how they're supposed to be, like in some of those title based missions or some of these missions. But I don't know. It was what I just remember. The rigor wasn't that hard, at least to my skill level and what I know I'm capable of. It wasn't that hard to me. But now I'm noticing that it's pushing it there a little bit now. Like it's getting there, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm noticing these devs are pushing that up. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like they're pushing it up slightly every update. The difficulty of that title basin. Could be wrong, but I don't know. This is just my thoughts. But you want to just ensure that the main thing is that you just keep distance, patience, and you just keep focused, because no matter what they try and do in these missions, legendary missions, no matter what happens, like as long as you have that and you have a group of skilled, knowledgeable agents and people that are willing to be on the same page, you can beat any mission, beat absolutely any legendary mission. So that's definitely not something I'm focused on in that regard. Okay, and so you're seeing us push here, and you're just seeing me like down below. If you pay attention to the chat there, I know a lot of you guys probably do watch the chat in these runs. You're seeing what I'm saying. I'm kind of just telling him it requires patience, and I'm just kind of telling the guy like just to look for the medic. Just trying to tell my teammates look for the medic and just don't push too far to die in a bad area. And it's just I gotta reiterate it a lot of times just so that agents know that just play smart all the times at every area, every room. I'm just kind of giving them pointers. You want to watch for bombs definitely at this next part here, this tunnel, this corner. You definitely want to watch for bombs. They can bombard you from the top, but however, I do have my tier 6 striker drone, so I will definitely be utilizing that for the ones above to try and help limit their bomb usage as much as I possibly can. Keep them busy, and you're gonna go ahead and see us get into it here. You see Jose, my teammate Jose, all the way up there. He's kind of pushing up. He has like a pretty good build to be able to push up here like that with shield build in that sense, to be able to run up there and do what he's doing. He has a pretty good build to be able to do that. So I do not implore a lot of agents to do that, to run up there like that in this mission and just go straight up there like that and run out there and just just make your way up to the enemy. Like I said, different agents will have different capable sets of abilities depending on their build structure and their knowledge of the mission. So you don't want to get caught up doing that if you don't know how to do that. You always want to just stay structured. And you see, although he is doing that, he is going to stay structured to a degree. He's not going to run in. You just got to do what your build allows you to do and what your talent level and what your know-how allows you to do. You don't want to step outside your zone. And that's kind of just what I'm going to touch on in Legendary. A lot of people will ask me what builds they want me to run. Like when people join my team, they'll be like, hey, you want me to run a healer? You want me to run this? I always tell them run what you're most comfortable with, because that's what you're going to need. Keyword need in Legendary to succeed. You're going to have to run what you're most comfortable with and what you can play with, and the way you know how to play. And it's kind of goes back to the saying. It's like this, guys. It's like you ever heard that saying, like when people say, like when people get in like a fight or something, like they always or not even just a fight, it's just whenever somebody's really frightened, really scared, like frightened or really mad, they're always going to resort back to their style. So what I mean by that is like take like say, I don't know, like say like a boxing match for instance or whatever. Like you could tell somebody, try and teach them a new style or whatever, but I'm saying as soon as they get hit in the mouth or whatever, or they feel a pain in a certain area, they're going to revert automatically right back to the way that they know how to play, what they feel is the safest way, realistically, personally to themselves to go about it. Your body's just gonna do that by instinct or what's gonna happen. So that's why I tell people Legendary to play like just play with what you're most comfortable, because it doesn't matter what you play with. You could be a healer, whatever it is, you're always going to revert back to how you usually play when you are in trouble. But the thing is, I'm not saying that doesn't mean that somebody cannot play healer that usually is not used to it, because that might be required in a legendary mission. You might have 3 people with high DPS, and you might be like, you know what, I usually don't run healer, but I'll run it for this mission. You can run healer, but just play it as you play it. Don't go like outside of your boundaries. If you ever feel like uncomfortable, the team wants you to heal in a way that you're not able to. It's like, okay, I don't think I can do this. You guys want me to heal, but you're moving this way. My healer build's not as strong. You'll get somebody that most likely will turn to one that is, and then you can go to what you're most likely used to using. My main point about it all, guys, is that never feel discouraged when you're in your team. Never feel that you have to perform in a certain way, because I know a lot of agents watch me, and like sometimes they'll tell me, man, it'd be tough to be in your team because it's like you have to perform a certain way. I'm like, it's not like that at all. You'll hear a lot of agents that run with me say it's the most relaxed they've ever ran with any agent in a team. They were surprised. And the reason for that is because I just kind of give people their leeway. I don't tell them usually what to do. In a sense, I'll give them pointers on how to go about things. If you notice, like I'll usually say, I will say don't push. That is key. I don't want agents pushing too much, because when they all die like that, it just kind of invites me to just want to kick them or want to remove myself. So I'm like, we want to all be on the same page. You don't want to be saying directions and then the team's not following it. As long as we all follow directions, you guys can play how you're playing. As long as you play smart, it'll all be good. But just follow directions, don't go up too far, and everything will be good. You know, that's what I mean. You want to feel comfortable in the squad you're playing in for a mission like this. You don't want to be kind of going back and forth, although I had my episodes with certain agents. I ain't going to say any names in the past. You know, certain things like have occurred and we still did the mission, but you know, you don't want to be going back and forth with anybody during this stuff. You know, I always have fun with it either way, it doesn't matter. But you just don't want to be doing that. You want to all be having fun, be on the same page while at the same time having fun. You all want to just be focused. That's the name of the game. So you're seeing me right here. As we started off, you're seeing me back there. When you start off in this room, guys, you do not want to push up here that far up, because these guys back here, as you're seeing my striker drone target, they will pick you off and sniper you and everything from right here. It's insane. These guys, if you don't get them, I know the game is telling us to go from here where the stairs are at, and it kind of looks like a clear path, and that's because my striker drone's over there. If my striker drone was not over there, you see this guy over here, how he's launching bombs over here at us? You see this? These nades? That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That's what I mean. They would be literally like just raining hell of bullets and nades on us right now, and drones and everything. Had I not sent my striker drone over there, and you're seeing that I actually did send my striker drone, and you're still seeing the hecticness of the mission, despite that. So that's what I mean, guys. You just want to be structured. You see I'm saying careful there to them. Ooh, look at that. Boom, they got me there. Bomb kind of just came out of nowhere, and that's what I mean. Their aim is so impeccable in Legendary. You cannot ever, you can train for years and never have the aim that these AI on Legendary have. It's insane. But that's what I mean. If you guys want to push up here like this, make sure you have a skill that can keep the enemy on the right side busy, because if you don't, I guarantee you're going to go down. It's going to be an issue. You're going to be being shot at not only from the front, you're going to be shot at from the side, the right side, and as if the front isn't already enough, considering the gunner that's up there, and the gun that's up there, and the gunner's always getting on the gun. Like, you kill one of them, there'll be a different gunner that gets on it. It's like you just don't want to be being bombarded from both sides like that. It just easily could help spell a wipe. It's a dead set against your team. You just don't want to do that. So you want to kind of stay back as you're seeing me here. And even this part's suspect where I'm at, because I can still definitely be hit where I'm at, where you're seeing me. But I'm just keeping kind of caution. I'm not trying to rush too much. I'm going to watch my mini-map. Remember, guys, mini-map is huge. You always want to watch the mini-map. See, I'm seeing that there's other people that were coming on the other side. I can see from the mini-map. Of course, bullets hitting you there'll be no other better experience or knowledge of knowing when you need to move than bullets hitting you. So when that starts happening, you just want to get out of there quick. Legendary is kind of designed in the way that once bullets start hitting you, if you're not moving like instantly as they start hitting you, like you have an idea of where you're going, you most likely are going to go down. So just keep that in mind, and that's what I mean by being knowledgeable when you're pushing up in Legendary, meaning you kind of have a plan A, B, C, D, E, and even F, and even G in that case. Like if something goes off or something goes wrong, you have like a way that you respectively go about doing it, and that's the only way to get out of those situations. Like I knew when you saw me go down there, I knew that if these guys start lighting me up, I'm going to kind of go back and kind of restructure it and try and see what I can do from the back, because if I go around, they can't hit me from the back. There's no enemy that can see me from there. However, this circle you're seeing, if I was on the right side of it, and sometimes I can be, the enemies could light me up. From there, and I wouldn't be able to get the best cover from them. So you always just want to keep those things in mind. You don't, especially on Legendary, because the thing is, agents, a lot of players will play this, and they'll think that just because they played it on challenging and heroic and the enemy couldn't hit them from a certain distance, Legendary is the same thing, they're just a little harder. Completely wrong. On Legendary, these snipers and these guys up here will hit you as if they're standing up right here where the gate's at shooting at me. Like, it's crazy, like the level of damage their shotgun can do from that distance and everything. And it's like, people will learn very fast on Legendary. You cannot be out in the open. You cannot just assume that they're not going to hit you from a certain distance. They're going to hit you from that distance. If you're thinking that they can hit you from there, believe me, they can hit you from there. So just move. If that's even in your mind, oh, I think you might be able to see me from here. You might see an NPC. It's like they can see you from there, and they most likely will snipe one shot you or whatever it is. So you just don't want to. You want to always just go with your mindset. And in Legendary, this is always about caution, patience, and focus. So you're seeing this Chunga push up. This is a pretty hectic situation for us right here. Because now you're seeing, this is one of the instances I was talking about. You're seeing the medic revive. I don't know if you guys have been noticing it or seeing. I've been talking about some other stuff, but the medic in this run, he revived a lot of the enemies that we killed. So this is a result of that when that happens. We also have a Chungon. GOG, how are we going to get out of this one? You're probably thinking, how are we going to get out of this one? But like I said, this can happen. And these are the things that can happen, and this is not what you want to happen in your run. You want to take out the medic when it's time to take him out. So you're going to be running a whole round 2 of it. It's going to be more hectic when round 2 does come. And it's like you just got to kind of, at that point, you got to kind of hone in with your team and kind of get the job done. And that's not the easiest thing to do. You're seeing this guy, he kind of came from behind us. And just notice him, you know, you want to pay attention to the mini map. That's why I tell you guys, that guy could have came up easily from behind and cleaned all of us up. Wipe, just like that. That's how legendary mission can be. There's a healing drone going around, and when that's happening, you want to be watching that healing drone. And it's just so bad when there's a healing drone, because the thing is, there's a healing drone, not only is there that, but there's a medic too. So there's 2 things going around: healing players, healing enemy AI. And you see me going back down here, taking this guy out, because I know this drone out, because I know if I don't do that, he's just going to come back and revive everybody. He's going to revive the Chun-Li and bring everybody back. So now he's out of there. That's good. We can go ahead and work our way back up here. You know, just you want to keep patience, distance, and focus, guys. That's what I mean. Distance you want to keep patience, but most importantly, you want to keep focused. You're seeing the battle. You're seeing the battle right now. You're seeing it go back. Well, now we're retreating. We're going back in the battle. And this is how legendary it can be. You're going to see me emphasize this to my teammates. Yeah, you just want to keep your composure. That's the thing in legendary. That's what I love about it so much. It's like a real, it's more or less like a real gunfight. You want to keep your composure. You don't want to just start rushing on the team. Sometimes the team can get the upper advantage on you. It happens. I don't always have an upper advantage all the time on my team in legendary. Sometimes I have an upper advantage on me, as you're seeing here in this group. But you just have to keep your composure, keep your style of play. You know how you move and how to play, and you'll be fine. That's all it is. And you're seeing me down there, so you're seeing me right. That's why I say medic first priority. GG's. They're still doing a great job. Excellent job for us to go back, backtrack. These guys know how to fight off their back foot. Excellent team. That's what I mean. This is a real legendary coordinated group right here. You want to know how to fight off your back foot. They came back with a group. We got it together. But that's the reason I told them. I was like, you want to get the medic, because if you don't get the medic, all that stuff we went through, that will happen, and then you might not be able to get out of it all the time like that, you know? So you want to just make sure you do that, guys, and you want to make sure you make that your priority. Excellent play you're seeing here. I like when things like that happen. I don't really like it, but I like to be able to do it so I can showcase to you how to operate does a situation go south. Because a lot of people, I know it's like some YouTubers, they'll just say certain things, like if something goes bad or south, or if something goes this way, but they don't, they'll just kind of tell you what to do. But it's one thing to say it, it's one thing to show it when it happens, and how to move and how to conduct yourself. So I hope you guys were able to sit there and see, really just observe like how I was able to just, you know, structuralize it, move back. Just because we're moving backward doesn't mean we're losing progress against the enemy. They might seem like they have they're pushing the upper hand on you. They're pushing on the gas. You know, the chunk is coming up on you and whatnot. You just don't want to lose your composure when that stuff happens. You want to just decipher the situation, see what's going on, and take care of it. As you're seeing, that annoying medic down there is still reviving other people. So it's like, I'm seeing that at this point when I'm playing, I'm like, I want to take this guy out. Like, he's reviving too much. So when you see that happen, you see me say get the medic there again. And the reason why I'm telling them that, I'm not just saying them to do it. I'm just sitting there. I meant it in the sense of just make the medic your key focus, because that's the guy that's bringing all these people that we're fighting here back. I know a lot of these enemies we've killed already, and all that's happening is that medic is just bringing them back because nobody's taking him out. We got to take him out. So I'm just kind of, I'm trying to draw focus to that and priority to that. As I tell you guys, that there's a priority focus, and that this is a reason why. So I hope you guys are enjoying this video this far. Please hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're enjoying. You know, I enjoy doing these. You know, Manning Z, legendary. Just trying to take you guys through how to do it. You know, just legendary is no easy feat. It's not the funnest thing to do, but if you're knowledgeable and know how to do it, it can be fun, and it is a fun thing for me to do. I'm not the funnest as in the majority of agents. It's not the funnest thing to do, but if you're knowledgeable in this game and you know how it moves, you know how it works, it can be a fun process of doing this. It can be a very rewarding process, a very fulfilling process. So that's why I do this. And I know a lot of you guys are capable of this. A lot of you guys probably already been doing it, but even so, like I'm saying, that you can be capable of it to a degree where any group you join, you know, you can get the win. Like if you just utilize these factors and just get all the team on the same page as you,
It's not really as hard as you're thinking. Like, it's just you got to be structured. So you're seeing the medic there. We're taking him out. He can't be in there no more. More has stayed past his welcome. Bringing everybody back. We got to get them out of there to ensure that. So that's what I'm focusing on here. I see my teammates are smelling the blood. They're pushing up, as you're seeing. We got them out of there. We're getting them out of there. And once that happens, it's just there you go. The room's done. And you saw how we kept our composure. That looked like it could have been a wipe not too long ago, as you guys saw. However, as a team, we kept our composure. That was due to us all being on the same page from the get-go, knowing how to play, patience, distance, focus. These guys all had that in mind. They all knew that coming in. We've been practicing that up until this point. So what's going to happen, guys, is I always tell you, when things get hectic, you're going to revert back to what you were being told. What we were doing the whole time in the mission, patience, distance, focus. That's why I say you want to practice that in your mission from start to finish, because when things go south, down the road, you'll always know and be like, you know what got us all the way up until this point? Patience, distance, and focus. So what do we need to win this battle right now? Patience, distance, focus. That's it. And you saw that, and that's how that works. And I'm just trying to show you that that's how you have to go about it. Can never get antsy, can never get... Sometimes those fights can go longer. That fight could have stretched out for 35 to 40 minutes. That's how Legendary is. It could do that, but we had a good enough DPS. We had good enough know-how. We were able to get those guys out of there and take advantage of them and get back on it after getting that chunk out of there. So that's always good. It's always good. So as I said, Legendary Manning Zoo is a pretty long one. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. If you do like my videos, you'll definitely be really enjoying this one, because this one is definitely one of the ones that goes far. But I hope you're enjoying, most importantly, I hope you're enjoying the information I'm giving you. And just applying it, using it to just apply it to yourselves in order to win this mission. Okay, so now we're here in this room. And when we get to this room here, what you want to do, I know there's teams that have gone out there, and you can fight out there if you have a well-structured, coordinated group, a clan group maybe, that has mics, can talk, they have builds, your build is up to par. You don't want to go out there and do that. And I've done that many times. I've fought out here before in this part, and I've also done it the way you're going to see here from inside. And I kind of just implore to them, as being a random legendary group, just stay inside, fight from the inside. You can, it helps you avoid the bombs. You have someone to retreat to, worst case scenario, you can run back up the stairs. It just serves as just a better area of more leeway. You see, when they start bombarding you, you don't have to worry about being close to them. You're not being hit by anything. You can just draw them in. So that's one of like the best parts, like the things about that. And I think that that's just something that will help you guys out within this mission. Okay, so you're seeing that guy push up there. You see right away I drop the hive. And when I do that just in case if anybody's around, it kind of stops them from coming in. It hinders them, hurts them. The hive is so amazing. I'm telling you guys, any of you that are new or struggling with Legendary, or even if you're not struggling, but for the most part, for those of you that are new or struggling with Legendary missions, please equip the hive, the Stinger Hive. I don't know if I said the Hive earlier, I hope I didn't. But please equip the Stinger Hive. Because the Stinger Hive is amazing. Like, what it can do, and what it's able to do, like, to these enemies, especially tier 6, and like how it makes them feel uncomfortable. It helps out. I'm not going to say it just guarantees, ensures you the win on the mission. Because that's going to do that's 50-50. That comes down to your build, and it comes down to your skill, know-how, and structure, and just knowing how Legendary works and how to move. But I could tell you right now, your percentage chance easily goes up by like 20 to 30% just from using the hive. From wherever it's at. Now, wherever it's at, to start off initially, depends on your skill set and your build. But I'm saying just by having that hive on there like that Stinger Hive, that already adds like, I'd say 20 to 25 to 30% rate of your success of possibly being able to win in that mission. It adds to that already. I'd say about 20%. I'll be like realistic, 20 to 25%. I wouldn't say 30, 20 to 25%. And that's just due to what it does. Now, if every one of your teammates has that, that's funny. That kind of makes you think of doing a run like that. But like I said, if you have that, it helps out tremendously. That's one of the main reasons I say to get that or to do that. It's like just such a great, such a great skill. As you're seeing there, I throw it down again. The guy comes closer. A lot of them are trying to bombard us. You're seeing the Stinger Hive take care of them. It more or less hurt a lot of them when it wasn't charged all the way. But it just gives that little leeway. Like, you see how just one agent got hurt here. Who knows how that could have possibly ended up
had I not thrown the hive. Like how both of those guys were coming in. What would have been damaging them? Like what would have been hurting them outside of us shooting them? If we weren't DPSing them enough, it's like a situation like that. That's how legendary can change, guys. It's crazy. A situation like such as that could turn into a wipe. It could turn into something hectic or 2 or 3 teammates down. It's like that fast. So you just always want to be on like your P's and Q's. As you're seeing me there, I have my hive. My hive's it's recharging. You see it there at 8. You just always want to have that ready. And the reason why I'm holding that right now is because if anybody comes near, I think I'm gonna eventually end up throwing it out there. Close. But you see how this Chunga just now came up? He kind of snuckily came up. They sneak and come like that, man. It's crazy in Legendary. They do that a lot, even with the map. So you see how he came around the corner? You see how I dropped that not revive. You see how I dropped that Stinger Hive? You see what it did to him? You see how we were able to take him out? It was no biggie. He was right next to me. Although, if I didn't have that, he most likely probably would have killed me there because I was so close. And being a legendary Chunga, they take so much off. And then him hitting me with the little hive things that come off his back in addition to his gun, I don't think I would have made it out of that. But because of my Stinger Hive, that completely changed the entire structure of that fight, or the entire structure of that instance of that surprise attack. The Chunga thought he surprise attacked me, in which he did. But the fact that I had the hive, I kind of surprise attacked him back because he wasn't thinking that I would have that or that I had the weapon like that. And for the most part, if you don't, that would be a death right there, being that close. But like I said, that's why I say, guys, for the hive, for those of you that find it hard to make a build that's strong and you find it, you struggle doing it, it's hard to get the gear pieces that you're searching for to make it, equipped a Stinger Hive in your build and just use that to help you get those parts, those pieces for those builds. It will highly assist you in any type of content that you're doing. It'll give you that extra leeway, that extra cushion of time where enemies aren't bombarding you in instances in heroic and legendary where they should be. The Stinger Hive will definitely totally help you out with that. So I always say that. And so you're seeing us fight here near the door. I always say you want to stay here. You're seeing Jose go out there. I think he has a build. He does have an elite shield build. He does have a good build. But as you're going to see when he goes out there, you're even going to see him take some damage. So that's why I say you just always want to be weary on Legendary. Like, no matter what build you have, they always have the ability. They definitely have the ability to hurt you on Legendary, like, highly. They definitely do. So what you want to do is you want to just keep back, because even if you have a great build, that's a key thing. That's the thing I like about Legendary. The enemy could still get to you. What happens with that? I think you see like a lot of like YouTubers or key YouTubers run Legendary a lot. And I think the thing with that is that you'll see like a lot of them do it, and they'll be running it like with clanmates or key people they know, and you guys they'll make it look like a little easier than it is, and it's because it's people they know or key people they've been running it with for years. And it's not like that. In order to do this, like with randoms, it's a lot different than that. It's not as easy as that. And I think a lot of people will watch those guys play and see them just running at certain parts, and they think they can do the same thing, not realizing that Legendary is not like that. You cannot do that just normally, and you'd have to have a well-structured team to do that. That's not something that you could just do normally. So when you see anybody doing it in a random group, that takes a lot of skill and structure and know-how. Let me tell you, I've done it with people that have mics that spoke to me. I've done it with people that are just randoms like this, which is why I like helping them. It's a lot harder the way you're seeing me do it than talking with a well-structured, coordinated teammate or group member that knows these missions and knows how to do them, is well geared for them. I would love to have that on a consistent basis. One teammate that's just well geared, structured so well, and they always could just do anything and everything I ask and just want to run with me all the time. I'm sure a lot of you guys want to raise your hand, but I mean, like, you're an agent that, I mean, you can just do it all. Like, you can go out there, you're more or less playing the same way I'm playing, and like even better possibly in that instance. I'm saying if I had a teammate like that, I've been doing a lot of, possibly maybe doing a lot of these things, 2 men even. It'd be funny. But that's not to say solo's harder, because solo is not scaled the same way as 4-man or 3-man. So I like this game. This game is just, it's teach their own. That's why soloing is its own complete community, because it's different. It's not the same aspects, not the same type of builds. I've had solo players struggle in 4-man legendary missions at some points, like with certain teams, like when they didn't do certain stuff, they didn't kill the medic started reviving, and they're just like, man, they got to rely on somebody else. And that is one of my agents that I know said that's why they solo. They just like doing everything themselves, and they're a good agent. They can do solo legendary, and it's cool. But sometimes in missions, if they're with other agents, things happen, and they don't get the medic. Things get hectic. They're not the best player. So it just comes down to your preference and what you like to do. That's why I say all the time. Some people might say if you can solo this, I'm like, Just if you can solo District Union Arena, or whether you can solo Title Base in Legendary, it doesn't mean that you're the complete best Legendary agent as far as like having a structured team, knowing how to go about it with directives and different stuff. It just means that you have a certain build, you know how to structurize your build, you have a certain build tailored for soloing, and you know how to do that, and there's a lot of builds that can work with that if you structure them that way. So I just say there's just different styles of play. And the only reason I said that is because a lot of agents, they'll say, well, if this person so-and-so could solo Legendary Manning Zoo or whatever, then we should be able to beat this mission. And it's not like that, because you could run with somebody that could solo any Legendary mission, and then you could end up wiping with them easily, like during that mission. So I'm saying solo scale definitely differently, and it's a different ball game. It's a different thing. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's a different ball game. So nothing is ever guaranteed on this difficulty. That's the thing I like about Legendary missions too. Nothing's ever guaranteed. You can be one of the greatest players. You can play like myself, and you could always still go down. Things could happen if you're not aware. So the awareness, it just comes down to that mostly. But yeah, you're seeing us keep back here. You saw me I guess push a little bit up there, but I am trying to get the medic. You always want to make sure that the medic's a key priority as always. Definitely don't want a rerun of what happened in the last room in here. You kind of want to just make sure you get them out of there. They don't have time to heal, bring back. And you're seeing us fight from here. As you're seeing us in this room, we have like time to be able to like, stay back and just have that cushion. You're seeing here, I have no ammo. I'm running out here trying to look for ammo. I don't see any. So I'm like, okay, what do I do? My gun's running low. So I think I'm going to go ahead and switch out, I believe, to the Otomotos here. Yeah, there you go. I'm doing it just now. Equipped. And so, yeah, I had to do that there because sometimes that might happen, guys. And if that happens, just go ahead and switch the gun out and just like get like another gun that has, DPS, has damage, and that can help out. Obviously, there's other guns I could use, not only the Otomotos, as you'll see. It won't be enough as it's by itself in this scenario. You're seeing the medic down there again, as I'm saying, reiterating. You kind of just want to watch the medic. You definitely want to watch the medic. Just don't want him to start healing. He's healing there, as you're seeing. It could get hectic, but like I said, I just want you guys to kind of just observe how I'm moving. You see how I'm kind of moving side to side, side to side, side to side. You're kind of seeing me just move like that, and the reason I'm doing that is because it makes the enemy harder to hit me with the bullets. Okay, so you're seeing the Chunga come up again. He tried to surprise attack me again. He comes up out of nowhere. I put the Stinger Hive down again, and you're seeing what it's doing. It's allowing them to back up. They realize that it's there. It's doing damage. It's just a huge lifesaver there, because not only was it the Chunga this time, it was a Chunga and an enemy. So that helped me out highly there. You see we were able to take him out. You see what the Stinger Hive does? You see how huge it is? So it helps out highly. It helps out a lot. That's like one of the main reasons why I say that. You just want to utilize that. And at the same time, you want to be aware. Because if I wasn't aware, I wouldn't have been able to, put the hive out early enough in order to get the Chunga and the enemy out of there. So that's what I want. That's what I mean. You want to have patience, distance, and in this case, what came into play here is focus. I was focused on the task. I was focusing on the door. I was watching everything. The map. I knew enemies were coming in, and I reacted fast enough. That's what you want to do. Of course, to have the best chance of ensuring key success within the mission. Okay, so we're still in this room, still battling it out. You just want to make sure you just relax, keep focused. Could be like get a little hectic, but hope you guys are enjoying it thus far. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. You know how that goes. It helps me out highly, helps the channel out. You guys enjoy these. I know they can be a little long, but I'm just trying to literally, seriously take you guys through like the ins and outs of how to get through these missions, because a lot of agents, countless over the years, before I was doing any commentary like this, would always be asking me how I go through these missions, how do I always get through them. And now I'm taking it further. I'm showing you guys, speaking about how to do it, how to get through it, my thought process as I'm going through it and what's going on. So I hope that it's helping you out highly, and if it is, please leave a like and sub. It helps me out highly. I highly appreciate it with you guys, and I'm just going to keep it coming. Thank you. So you're seeing me here. I'm still trying to get that dreaded medic. He's still out there, still trying to heal, and we have all these enemies. So you're seeing here, you see how this room's taking a little longer, and that can happen like a lot of times. You just want to keep your composure. That's what I'm saying. You never want to get irated. You don't want to get mad. You don't want to get frustrated. You don't want to get frustrated at all. You just want to keep your composure. You see how I went down there. Kind of was lollygaggling a little bit more at that door than I should have been. I was messing around a little bit there. I kind of should have backed up respectively there. So it's always good for me watching myself critiquing a bit. But I think I was just kind of hectic to get that medic, to be honest with you. But it's like, because I know all he's doing is just bringing everybody back, and that can't be good. I think at some point I do reiterate, if I haven't already, respectively within the chat, I do tell them to go after the robots, because the thing is here, guys, one of my key main pointers I'm going to tell you, if you're ever in a hectic situation where you can't get everybody, and it's like there's a medic out there, he's reviving people, and you're like, what do I do to calm this hecticness down? There's robots, there's everything out there, snipers. What you want to do is you want to hone in on the robots, and the reason for that is because nobody can heal them. And I don't mean the other robots. Obviously, they have another healer you can get, and you can hone in on them, so that I mean, just to get them out of there. But I'm saying the robot dogs, if you start off with them, if there's 3 or 4 of them, you just kill all of them. That helps out a lot highly, because they're not coming back. You know for a fact, once you deplete all their life, they're not coming back. Nobody can heal them. So just get some of the key major threats out of there, like early, that can no longer help the enemy. So whether I said it or not in chat yet, I don't think I did. But I do remember that I do reiterate that to them. I do iterate that and tell them, hey, if you, by the worst case scenario, get the robots out of there. And I did say that actually recently. There it is. Yeah, I did say kill robots. They can't heal. But I'm saying now that the medic got hold, we can still win. And I'm telling them to keep patient. So you're seeing I'm still talking to my team, and what you guys want to do, and I guess once I get my mic, I can do this a lot better. But I'm saying, I mean, as far as like, you know, in game, getting it right where it's not screeching. But I'm saying you want to always just be reiterating to your teammates, just be talking to them, let them know through each phase of the mission. That way, everybody's on point, everybody's keeping their focus, everybody knows this thing is still going on. You don't want anybody falling asleep. That's why I do that, because a lot of times agents can tend to fall asleep at times, and that is not anything good. That can result in wipes, result in just, you know, just huge problems like moving forward. So you just don't want that. You're seeing us just keep our composure here. You're seeing us stay back. And as you're seeing, you know, we're working our way slowly towards our objective. You see them, we're being bombarded by bombs. But, you know, it just is what it is. My teammate down there in the chat says glitter bombs. It's funny. Yeah, we're just being bombarded, literally. Drone spam. You're seeing the enemy come up here. My hive has 8 charges, I believe, so I drop it there. You see the stinger hive? I just know anytime the enemy comes up hectic close, I just know, hey, I'm just going to drop this hive. That's going to clear things out. It's going to make things hard for them. And sure enough, it does. So that's what you want to do here. You want to just kind of keep your composure here. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself, rush out. If you just relax, eventually you'll take the medic out. Like, you'll get the medic. Sometimes there might be a medic out there and you see we can't exactly get to them fully. What a bad part to run out of ammo. Yeah, I ran out of ammo for my Autobotos right there just as that happened. I'm switching back to my capacitor. I only have 60 bullets. So you're seeing me just kind of switch here and change. I'm looking for a gun. I'm like, okay, all my ammo's been depleted. I'm going to go ahead and change to St. Elmo's. This could happen. Sometimes you might be in an area legendary, sadly, where there's no bullets. Like, there's not. And if you can't go out there to get the ammo, there's none. But you're seeing the medic there. We took him out. He came up close. You see, if you just remain patient, the medic, he'll... I noticed the enemy will get impatient after a while. That's what happens in Legendary, and I think this program like that, they'll come after you. So it's like, as long as you keep your composure and you can hold them off, and also you can hold them when they do bum rush you, because when they bum rush you, they're bum rushing you like with power and DPS. So if you can kill them off, then it's good. They're gonna come at you. They're not gonna stay back the entire fight doing that. But my key thing is, I have ran across a few medics that sometimes they'll just hide till, like, literally till sun up to sundown. They'll just be hiding, and they literally just won't come out. So sometimes you just have to send something after them. It's different in Legendary. Sometimes it's a little weird, but what I mean at times, for the most part, and I'm saying 90+% of the time, the enemies will seek you out after a while if the fight's been going on a bit. And if you can preserve ammo, as you're seeing, as I switch guns, I'm using the same ammos now. You can battle them. And you're seeing that medic down there. You see me being antsy here. I'm kind of going out. I'm like, we got to get this medic, because if nobody gets this medic, he's going to bring people back. That is going to be an issue. We have to get him. So you're seeing me step out here. I don't advise you guys to do this at all, to step this far out. Sometimes when there's enemy fire, you're seeing my mini-map. They're all around. I kind of have a feeling where the bullets are coming from. I kind of have a feeling after watching it where they're focused. So that's why I was able to do this. I kind of just wanted to get this medic. I was like, we have to get him, because if we don't get him, he's going to go bring the Chunga back. Chunga's going to come back. He's going to bring back every other enemy. And it's just going to get very, very bad. There's going to be drone spam again, nade spam. And I just, at this point, I was tired of dealing with it. And I was like, nah. So you see me push there a little bit. I throw up my stinger hive. That helps us highly. It clears the area out. The enemies are definitely on their back foot now. We're pushing, and you see that we have the control of the room now. So you saw how long that took. It took some time, but you saw how we were all composed. We kept our composure, and lo and behold, we still came away with the victory. And that's what I mean. Legendary is about grit, perseverance. You want to have perseverance. You want to be preserved. Patience, distance, focus, but you want to be preserved. You want to just never give up. And anytime you see anything on Legendary, specifically on the ground, I don't know if all my teammates here take advantage of that. You want to pick it up, whether it be meds, like for the medic, bullets, anything, because you need any little tiny bit that you can get, especially if there's no ammo box around. You want to pick all that stuff up, especially if it's for your specialty weapon, especially if it's for that. You see all these bullets I'm picking up. The reason why I'm doing that is because I know that you want to be the most geared possible as you can possibly be before entering into the next phase of the mission, and that's why there's so much gear, I believe, dropped here. I can't pick up any more bullets, like I'm trying to get more grenades. You see, you want to make sure that you could just get everything. When you guys are in legendary missions, don't bypass these. I know a lot of times in heroic, challenging, and all that stuff, in lower difficulties, you guys a lot of times will tend to just run by that stuff. But realistically, respectfully, you wanna get all those. You want to pick all those up because those help out highly, like in later on down the road. That one grenade could save you from a wipe and not a wipe. So it's like you just want to take advantage of all that stuff all the time. Which brings us to this forest section. This section is always interesting, but we had a pretty good team. I realized I had a pretty good team, so I knew that we could play this a little different. I did tell them to go behind the train because you always want to have caution. But like I kind of just knew that they could do it. I mean, Jose, he had like a build where he could kind of get a little close up to them and take some damage before really having to retreat. So it was like, I was like, you know what? If I kind of throw my Stinger Hive a little close, I feel like we can kind of keep these guys on their heels literally and just knock them down. They will never get a full footing, and that's what you want to do in Legendary. You want to kind of get the enemy off their toes. You want to get them on their heels, and you want them to kind of like be backpedaling until they eventually stumble over and fall over. You don't want them to ever have a footing and have any type of structure on you, because when that happens, that's when the battle like just goes back and forth, or you'll just get haywire and go south fast. So you just don't want that. You always want to, anytime you get any type of ability on the enemy, you want to keep your foot on the gas. And like I said before, respectively, it does not mean push. It just means be structurally poised and be structurally lethal and persistent in a structural manner, not in a reckless, like fast manner. That's what I mean. So you're seeing us just watch these guys. You kind of want to just scour it. We're seeing the Chunga. You want to take the most visible, the most strongest enemy out, as you're seeing the medic there. These medic, for definite sure, we're getting him out of there. You see how I switched my gaze from the Chunga to him? Because I want him out of there, because the thing is, we could take the Chunga out. If he's there, he just brings the Chunga back. So you want to make sure, he/she is out of there. You don't want them to be healing anybody or getting any other enemy worked to get out of there, get them back up, because considering right now where we're at, there's no bullet ammo box. There is one up actually further in this room, but that's after we deal with all these enemies, and you would not be able to access it right now. It'd be impossible to access it with all the enemies here. So you want to be able to make sure every bullet counts. You don't want to be wasting anything. And with the medic bringing somebody back, that's bullets wasted, so you don't want that. You see me focus here on the Chunga. We're getting him out of there. I'm just kind of keeping distance here because I'm usually used to fighting behind the train, but then I kind of start moving up here because I realize, I'm like, you know what, we have the upper hand. This is a more coordinated team. They're more structured. They kind of know what's going on to a degree. They kind of get it. Let me kind of go ahead and just push this up a little bit. Let me go ahead and throw my Stinger Hive out there. I know they have another wave, and that way this wave won't just walk through this. You're seeing this Chunga come back. You're seeing this. You see like how I put this Stinger Hive up? This Chunga would not have walked that way fully, I feel, if I didn't put the Stinger Hive. Like, he would have started walking my way. You see him coming my way? He would have been shooting at me, coming more my way if I didn't put that Hive out. So that Hive helps so much. You're seeing it do its damage. It's done there, but it did just about enough of what I needed to hurt him. And you're seeing this Chunga takes so much DPS like to kill. It's insane. But like you're seeing there, he has a lot of health. He went down, and that Hive helped out highly with that. And you're seeing me say right there in the chat, Stinger Hive lethal, and it definitely is, and I implore you guys to use it. You're seeing my striker drone down there pesting the other Chunga. So like I said, guys, you guys want to have key skills. You want to have them at a high level. Mine are at tier 6. I still have the capacitor that hits definitely hard. You just want to make sure that you have all those things. You want to make sure that you just, you have a good enough build. And that's why I say that. I know like a lot of you guys might ask for like my build. I showed you guys my builds like a lot of times, like at the end of things. But sometimes the reason why at times sometimes I won't, or it won't be anything unless somebody asks it, I can always give you the whole rundown of the build. Like if you ask about it, it's not an issue. But I'm saying like the reason why that is because you guys could be using the very exact same build I'm using here to the T, and it would not guarantee you at all that you would beat this same mission or get through it. And that's why I say it's 50-50. That's why I make these videos, because I'm like, half of it is a build, and the other half of it is having the know-how of Legendary and knowing how to move, where to be at, when to make decisions, when to go, when not to go. That's really what it comes down to. And that doesn't mean that power and build doesn't mean anything, because as I said, 50% of it, half of it is the build. So you can have the know-how to move, have the mechanics down, everything. Legendary in and out to the T, the spawn points. You can even know the spawn points. Like I said, you could have everything down to the T, know how to move, when to dodge. But if your build does not measure up and it's not good, you're going to be dying like 9 times out of 10. It's not going to help you. So you want to make sure both of those parts are structurized, both of those parts are balanced, and that you're ready to go. That's what I mean by that. So you're seeing us push here in this next room, and this next room has so much space that you can keep back. But this team is structured, so a lot of my teammates are going to go to the right, and we can just handle it from there, as you're going to see right here. Once you get here, the team, most teams, like they start tending to kind of get ahead of themselves and push because we've been winning a lot of rooms, but this room can get hectic fast if you're not careful. So you kind of want to keep your distance. They all went that way. I'm kind of keeping on the left here, as you're seeing. Don't want any enemies kind of running up out of nowhere. You definitely just wouldn't want that. So you're seeing them be structured here. You're seeing like the structure happen here. You're seeing like my teammates over there, they're structurizing it. A lot of them are staying on that side. You're seeing Jose up close there. He has a pretty good enough build. He can go up close. I don't have any of my shield builds. Usually I could be up there. Go a little closer. I usually exercise caution even with a shield build, but I'm using my capacitor and memento build right now, so I gotta keep distance. It is lethal build. It can hurt, but I can also be hurt quick with it too. So I just gotta be watching myself. They're taking them out on that side. I see they most likely have things handled over there, so I'm kind of just watching this area here. And I wouldn't implore you to watch one spot alone. It's just like in that sense. I'm just kind of trying to give you guys a rundown. I usually say be around where your team's at. As you're seeing me, I am watching that area, but I am knowledgeable and I do know the mission, skillful, knowledgeable enough to know where to be at, where I could stand at, what I could handle. And if you're an agent like that, you can do that. You might run these a lot different. You might know what you can handle. What I'm saying, you all want it to be respectively relevant in relation to your team. You don't want to ever deviate too far off the path of your team and just start doing your own thing. You always want it to be structurized. You always want to know where they're at. You always want to keep in mind where they're at. In case you might need help or anything else, you just always want to know. You're gonna see me going in and out from where my team's at. I definitely wouldn't condone doing what I'm doing here and just keeping the come out inside and out. I'd just say to stay up there with your team and fight from there and kind of just, keep a distance. What I kind of could have done is I could have kind of went where my teammates were at and kind of threw my hive down there, and that would have caused a lot of havoc for that area. But the reason I didn't want to do that, in a sense, now thinking about it, watching it, is because I believe we would have took the enemy out there, but then there's other enemies that come from other areas, and I kind of want to use the hive. I like using the hive as kind of like a last-ditch effort resort. Like if anyhow these enemies push up on us and it gets hectic, I could drop that, and that automatically clears them out, automatically clears them, automatically gives us some time to breathe. And that's what I mean. It lets us be able to restructure and get one last shot at hopefully not wiping and getting the mission done, getting it finished cordially well. That's what the hive will do. So that's why you'll see me with 14 hives, like right now, 14 charges, and 14 charges on my hive, and I won't. I'm not going to just display it or throw it out there. You see the chung is there now. Now I'm going to throw that out because I want him to feel uncomfortable. I want it to attack him. I know it's a 5% radius. It's a large radius, so it can attack him. And I'm seeing the medic right here. My eyes light up right away as soon as I see him. I'm like, I'm going to take him out right away. He can't be in there. He's going to start bringing everybody back. So as he's doing that, the great thing about having a striker drone is that could be handling that as I'm looking at other tasks. I like doing that. I know like a lot of agents will sit there. Like, I don't know. Like I could just multitask. I'm used to doing it. I can fight as my drone is attacking people, and I can even command it to attack others as I'm fighting. Like I just got so used to doing that because when I first started playing this game, like in the past, like I'd have a striker, not a striker drone. I'd have a turret and healing drone build, and with that turret, I'd have to fight and have that turret, and I have to keep redirecting it to attack different people. So every time the turret had to change to attack, people are like, "How do you fight and do that?" I'm like, I just got used to it because I know how to fight and keep sending things at different people as I'm fighting, as I'm shooting. I still know how to target things, and it's just I don't know. I know a lot of other agents could do that. I've heard, but I know I've realized I didn't think it was anything big, but I realized a lot of agents don't do that. They say when they're controlling that, they'll have to sit somewhere behind something or focus on that. They can't do two things at once, and I'm like, it is what it is. You know, that's not something I would say you can teach or tell somebody how to do or how to use or what to do. But it's just something I noticed I could do well, and it's a great skill to have to be able to utilize both of those multitasking. You want to be able to do that. It just helps out highly. So you're seeing this medic here. I don't know how I didn't see him. I'm seeing the Chunga come up here, and you see what I'm seeing? What you're seeing here? I mean, you see what I'm saying? Sorry about that. I'm saying like in the sense of just I focused my fire on the Chunga. I could more or less should have been on the medic there, but the reason is I could see the Chunga was pushing up, and I could tell that if he got closer, that could be more of a problem than just the medic being there. We could always take him out. He's relatively a little closer, so that's what I mean. It depends on the situation. And I obviously always say that if you see the Chunga near you, you got to light him up early or at least back him up, keep him honest. And then after that, you get the medic, and that's definitely what we did. But that was just a showcase there. That's why I like this run. We had a lot of showcases there. So the medic, we just took him out. We're doing well here. And that's the reason why, going back on what I was saying earlier, I like this run, is it's showing a lot of instances where I talk to you guys about so many different things. You're actually getting to see these things play out now. You're actually getting to see me in instances where these things happen and seeing how I respond to them. And as I'm telling you, as long as you follow these pointers, you'll have the best chance at coming out on top. Not saying every single time is this guaranteed success. You really have to be watching. You got to really improvise. It's improvisation realistically off of situation that you're in. And you'll get by with it. If you keep these core mechanics and keep them at heart, it shouldn't be that much of an issue for you at the end of the day. Okay, so we finished the room off right here, saying reach next area. So, my oh my, what a long mission. We're like an hour, 15 in, and we're just about here. It could be like this with random agents. This is a real run. It is what it is, but you just want to keep your composure, no matter how long it is. You want to keep your composure. You don't want to get too ahead of yourselves. This is normal legendary. It can take this long to win missions at times. You just always want to keep your composure. You never want to just get ahead of yourself, get impatient, because that would lead to wipes, and it just doesn't lead to the best focus. So yeah. Once again, hope you guys are enjoying this. I'll tell them about my YouTube channel at the end of this, and I actually end up doing that. But of course, you guys know my YouTube channel that are watching. So if you are watching this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're nearly done with the mission. It's definitely a long legendary mission, but hopefully my pointers have been giving you guys some type of insight, something that could help you better yourselves down the road in this mission or any other legendary mission, respectively, for that matter. That would lead to better success. That hopefully does lead to better success, and that's what I do it all for. So I appreciate that. Please hit that like and subscribe. It helps me out. Couldn't ask for any better agents to be. Thank you. So you're seeing us push up here, going to this gate, and what I'm saying is you want to keep focus here. And at this part, more or less at the gate part, what you want to do is you kind of want to fight near the gate. You want to fight just about up close. Like you're going to see me right here. You want to hover around. You don't want to push up. There's like a couple agents that I noticed that will push up sometimes at this part. And I don't know why they do it, but I'm like, if they bombard you at this part, a lot of enemies will come in. Rushers, like pushers with shotguns, like you're seeing this guy right here. They'll push up, run up. I drop my hive there to give us that, leeway of cushion and just, protection. It helps out. Highly helps out. Highly in all legendary missions. You're seeing the Chunga come here. I'm backing up. I'm going to go ahead and let my hive do its work. If he gets close. I don't believe he ends up getting that close. I think Jose kind of has him there with a couple shots. He might get a little close. I believe my hive doesn't finish him. No, it doesn't get to finish him. Striker drones out there. So that's a good job that we did on the Chunga there. Didn't have to waste the hive, utilize it on him. Just in case another situation comes, it can help out with the drones. So many different areas. So it's always great to just, have that hive up, keep it honest, keep the enemy honest. Or just have us just be able to shoot the enemy and take care of business beforehand, before they're even able to even get to us. That's always great as well. So I picked the hive up back up there, and I just want to ensure that it can continue to recharge and be at 14 its max, or what it's able to get, of course. I just want to make sure it's at that level, so that if I have to use it at any point, there's that more cushion of safety, And even in the event I went down, my hive would be up, and it would help my teammates out in that sense. Just enough time to bring me back, maybe just enough time to be saved. I'm always just thinking about those little things, so it always helps out. Right here, guys, you want to keep back. They're going to bombard you a lot here with bombs. That's going to happen a lot. You're going to see drones. You're going to see a lot of drones they're sending after you. You're going to see people. You're going to see enemies spamming them. You're going to see robot dogs, as you're seeing here. You want to kind of just keep back, keep this area of cover where you can have a lot of cover. Pick the enemy off from a distance. Keep patient. And as we did in the last room, as you saw us beat the last room, the same thing will happen in this one. You keep patient. You keep fighting. Eventually, you guys devise a plan. You'll devise a way. You'll come up with a strategy, and you'll just keep on it. You want to get the medics out of there. You see me get that medic drone out of there. You want to get that out. You want to watch for the bombs. They're spamming bombs there. You definitely want to watch for that. But it's definitely hard. Their aim is impeccable, like I said on Legendary. You always want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Always. When you play Legendary, always give them the benefit of the doubt. You never want you just never not want to give them the benefit of the doubt, because when you do that, they usually end up proving you wrong, sniping you, hitting you from somewhere or something, and you're like, man, my mind literally told me to move or get cover, and I didn't do it. And you want to do that in Legendary. You can get away with that in Challenging, Heroic even. At times you can get away with that. Legendary, you can't get away with that. They'll capitalize off of that, and that's what the enemy is designed to do, the AI respectively within Legendary, is capitalize off all your mistakes, which is why when you beat a mission on it and stuff, it just feels that much better, because you know you're going against the AI, and it's always that much better. It just makes you feel that much better. It's more of a challenge. And I also emphasize on that in Division 3 how they could also make the enemy, change according to your level of play throughout the mission. Meaning you have to improvise and change on the fly, like the saying goes, champions adjust. So I think this is like an early form of that, how the enemy performs in Legendary, and I like it though. So you just always want to be focused. Main point. You've seen the medic out there now. You've seen the medic down there. He's healing. There's always going to be a medic, and one of the main things, guys, I want you guys to always just jump off the gun and just try and get the medic when they're there. You want to always be structurized. It kind of goes back, remember, to what I was saying in the past, when I would always say, just because they tell you to do a task, as in in Challenging or Heroic, you just go and do it. In Legendary, just because they tell you to do a task doesn't mean that you just go over there and do it. Just because you know you have to do something doesn't mean you just run over and do it. You have to be structurized in how you do it, set it up, and do it in a way that you're safe, protected, and that you can dish out DPS, that you're most importantly not putting your teammate in jeopardy, or your team at jeopardy, by doing things you shouldn't be doing. Like you see how I ran up there and through the hive, I just knew already that I could do that. I knew I was able to do that. I could do that. Get back. We had a good enough healer. But going back on what I was saying, you want to always you just want to make sure that you're not doing anything to put your team in jeopardy or anything like that. You're making the best decisions. And that's just what you want to make sure that you're doing. For the most part, keep it back. Patience, distance, focus. That's the main thing. As long as you keep that, everything will most likely, not most likely, will definitely pan out. And that's what you want to do. You just want to, you want a team that will listen. So you're seeing us get the medic here. We definitely got to take him out. So he's out of there. Excellent job. Always great. You just want to make sure that he gets out of there quick. Doesn't have time to heal. Now you're seeing these guys. They got aim on me like crazy right there. You're seeing I can't even look out without them popping me here. Without them hitting me pretty hard. So it's you always want to watch that. I'm kind of pushing up a little bit. I'm trying to get my hive out there to make the enemy a little uncomfortable. Sometimes that'll happen. Once I know the threat of rushers is gone, you can kind of do that, and that will create a lot of problems. You see my hive out there. It's creating issues for them. A lot of them now, definitely I know, don't want to push in the way they did. If they do, my hive's there. My hive will also, Stinger Hive will also mess with drones, the drones they send after us. So there's so much going on. It just helps out to be able to solidify that and put it down. So you're seeing the room is nearly done. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself here, as you're seeing. I've got a little ahead of myself there. They started sending the drones out again. Those drones hit so hard. You always want to be paying attention to that. So I'm kind of going back, reverting back. I'm seeing the helicopter coming. I'm right away, I got to go back. Right away, I totally got to go back to right where we were at. I was going to tell them, but I was no, they have enough skill, know how to do it. You're seeing a pusher here. You want to just get him out the way. You don't want him pushing, rushing up in. It's one of those things. That's what I mean by Legendary. There'll be different things, another chopper, different stuff that happens. And it's you just have to make sure that you're ready for all that stuff, and that you're realistically ready to deal with that, and that you're not pushing too much. Because when you're pushing and you're not, paying attention, and you're not really considering what's going on, things happen. You're seeing another medic drone there, so now we have another medic on hand. It's just about patience, distance, focus, and preservance. You just want to preserve in Legendary. You never want to grow tired. Weary of the battle. You want to make sure you just keep everything going on, no matter how many waves they bring at you.
And eventually you'll see success, as you'll see respectively here as the fight goes on.
Okay, guys, so you're seeing the fight continue. The medic back there is trying to revive him. You want to get him out of there. You just want to kind of fight within this area. So you guys have kind of been seeing it. We kind of did venture out a little bit out there. I don't know if I'd be the best one to advocate that or say that that's the way specifically to go or do it. But for the most part, you want to be within this area where like these areas, these pillars are at. You want to be within there. You want to be fighting from there and just watching the enemy, making sure that they don't infiltrate it, come through, and just keeping them at bay. That way you have a lot of cover. You can always retreat. Like I said, in this case, we didn't have to do that. But I'm saying Manning Zoo is so big that you have time to retreat. You can go back. The enemy does have impeccable aim, but you have time to go back on your back foot for sure. More so on your back foot even for sure than usual most missions. Doesn't take away the rigor of it. It just gives you that level of knowing and cushion in your mind, knowing you can go back. So that's a good thing. You saw we kept there, patient and whatnot, and this room's done. And you see me say down there in the comment section, striker drones seeking out annoying medics, and that's so true. You want to have something. Well, that's what I mean. Whether it's a striker drone, whether it's a seeker mine, whatever it might be. I'm saying you want to have something that seeks those guys out and deals with them, because if you don't do that, they can hide. They can keep healing. They can drop healing boxes, healing drones. It's just a problem. You don't want to have all that. You don't want to have to be dealing with all that. That's all I'm saying. So considering that, that's just something that you guys want to keep in mind as we continue on here. So Manning Zoo, just being a long mission, the respective long mission that it is, there still is one more phase that we have to get done before it's over, as you guys all know. This is one of those missions, and with randoms, having a mission be an hour long is definitely normal. A legendary mission be an hour long is normal. Definitely, I've done this mission before in 40, 50 minutes. One time it was like there was one between like 30 minutes-ish, 40-ish minutes, 45. This depends on your group. 35, 45 minutes it could take. It depends. It could take an hour. It could take 2 hours, depending on the team. If you're realistically real about winning it. And when I say patience distance, guys, I don't mean like that means you have to get it done within 40 minutes. You have to get it done within this time or a certain time span. That's not what I mean. Every team is different. What I get done takes me to get done in an hour. You guys might be able to find a team and get it done in 45 minutes, 50 minutes. When I'm getting done in an hour, could take you guys 2 to 3 hours to get done. I don't know how your team is, how structured you guys are. The key thing is that we all have in common. The key thing is that we all got it done. That's all that comes down to. That's all that matters. If you're one of those agents that can get it done and say, I beat this mission, that's all that matters. What does it matter if it took you 5 hours to do it? I mean, that's quite some time. Kudos to those that have that time to play and be able to be there for that long. I can understand what they mean by that. But I'm saying if you're able to do that and it takes you that long, but you're able to be successful in that, I'm all for that. By all means, do that. I'd say every time, just set up a long time you can play and do that. But I'm saying that's what I mean. Just be able to get the task done. Those agents that get impatient like that, they're not going to win. A lot of those agents, a couple of them I had to kick out of my group certain times. Some of them ended up leaving at points where they thought it would hurt us. It didn't hurt us. We still won. What I mean in that sense is that they'll do things and they'll end up disbanding from the team if they're impatient, because they're trying to run through it, and it's like you can't do that. Go down to challenging or lower difficulty if you want to run through stuff, or heroic even if you have a good enough build. But legendaries, it's not made for that, especially with random agents. Feel free to make your clan or whoever else you know, because that's the best way to go through that kind of stuff, is with clan and close teammates that have mics and whatnot. But if you don't have a mic, my channel just goes to proof of showing you guys that, hey, these things can be done. You guys don't have to be those players that you're seeing that have mics, have all these agents they know, have a Discord. You don't have to be like that. I don't even have a Discord yet. I need to get one and make one. But I'm saying you don't even have to be in all that to do this stuff. This is what I mean. This is the whole thing I'm trying to prove with my channel, is that even without that stuff, you could still be successful in these missions. It's just key things you have to know. That's it. Having those things, of course, adds to you being able to speak more with them and having a community build, like maybe a game plan strategy before you even enter the mission. So I see how that does work, and that's definitely something I'm working on and got to get done. As far as Discord and whatnot, I know there's a lot of you that probably might want to be a part of my Discord. I'm not sure. You can go ahead and say in the comment section below. You can go ahead and let me know that down below if that's something that you feel I should do, or something that you should be a part of. But yeah, you just want to know the key mechanics of the missions. You just want to know patience, distance, focus. You want to know how to move in legendary. You want to have a good enough build. As long as you guys are all on the same page at the end of the day, That puts the cherry on top. It makes things a lot easier. It gives you an actual realistic shot at beating, actually winning the mission. So that's what you always want to have, no matter the outcome. I mean, no matter like what team it is, you want to make sure that you guys are just giving yourselves the best shot at winning. Because I don't know anybody that's wants to sit here on a mission for an hour plus, only to not win, just to wipe. Nobody at all, I believe, wants to do that. So if you guys are all serious, and which I'm sure you are, you want to just make sure that you all have builds that, you know, could definitely complement each other. That the builds can complement each other, help out, and just even if the builds don't complement each other, your play complements each other. And that's the core mechanic focus in order to win, and you can get the job done. So you're seeing us all stay here in this room. We're kind of sticking near the stairs here. I kind of told everybody to stay near the stairs. You're seeing my teammates pushed up there. My one teammate here, kill shots. Been doing a great job of following instruction as far as like staying back. I guess the other two, nothing against them. If they're able to go up there and they're both near each other and they're able to do that, there's various ways, agents, as I say, that you can do these things. The reason why I just tell the agents what I tell them is just the basic 101 factors and structures, pointers of the mission. Just as long as you keep back, distant, patient, and whatnot, there literally is nothing for you to like worry about. But if you're pushing up and an enemy comes up on you fast, or something happens, enemies spawn behind you, they came out of a door you weren't anticipating, it just leads to problems. So that's what I mean. As long as you have a foundation to stand on, you have to have a key foundation, you'll be fine. Having patience, distance, you can always run back. You're always structured. You're always at a point where you can always fight off your back foot. Whereas pushing up close there, if something went haywire with any of them, it's very tough to say they could get out that situation unless they had a revive hive, or they could somehow scurry their way out of it. Their build's good enough to give them some time to get out of something. Whereas you see me there, I could be injured, and I can kind of just back up a little bit there. Although I could still be picked off. Don't get me wrong. Like, you could still be picked off from even here. So it really doesn't matter where you're at. That could happen, but I'm just saying you have the most chance of survival, or at the very least, not dying in a bad spot. If you die over here, your teammates can always revive you. It's not going to be that much of an issue. So there's that. But if you do have the build, I always say it, if you have the build, by all means, you guys can push up like these guys and do what you're doing. But just have the build, and if you're going to die, don't die in a bad spot. That's all I reiterate. And if they can do that, then they can be part of my team. If they're not able to do that, I definitely can't run with them. It just makes the mission that much more harder. So you're seeing these guys are doing a great job of that, pushing up. They have good enough builds. We're doing our part from long distance. Me and Killshot, we're doing our part from long distance. You just want to have structure on your team. There's many ways you can do it. I've done it many times with all agents where I'm at. I guess some of them just want to go up a little bit, and there's no problem with that. So yeah, you just want to just be focused here. Just keep patient. More so, just you're seeing my team do stuff sometimes, but I just want you guys to watch what I'm doing, specifically what I'm doing, and just kind of see where I'm staying at, and it's just the best area to keep alive. And at the very least, if you do die, you're able to at least be revived, like in a good spot. See, so Jose went down there. I believe he was revived. He did have another teammate. So one thing I can applaud those guys by is that they did stick with another teammate. If you guys do split up in Legendary, just be sure you're near another teammate at least. That if you die, maybe they can bring you back or something. You guys can help each other out in case the enemy pushes, because you just don't want to be by yourself unless you have a build like that. And if you have a build like that, the enemies a lot of times will tend to try and get behind you. Say you have a good shield build, they'll try and get behind you to flank you and have the other enemy shoot you where you're exposed. So it's you just want to make sure that you have somebody always there helping in Legendary. It's so key, which is why I definitely respect Killshot for staying around right here, where I'm at. It's always good. You're seeing there Jose, he went down. Like I said, when you push up like that can tend to happen. His teammate, unfortunately for him, his teammate went off. His teammate realized it was getting a little hectic and backed up. It was a smart move, fighting off his back foot. He stayed up there. Jose does have a good build, but he stayed up there, and now he's in a bad spot. Nobody can save him right now. In this position, we got to kind of finish this up. And that's what I mean by that. That's what I mean. If he was around here and he died or something like that happened, we could bring him back, and he could still be a factor. These are things I mean. I'm not saying he's a bad player, excellent build that he had, but I'm saying that decision, that wasn't the best decision that was made there, doing that, because that could lead to a wipe with your team. It puts your team at a detriment now. 4 scaled and there's only 3 people. It makes it tougher. But of course, having skilled teammates here, such as myself and others that are in the group. We're well coordinated. We're able to get done what we need to get done. But I'm saying in a situation like this, it could literally like spell disaster for like a lot of teams. Like you just don't want to do something like that and have your teammate die in an area like that where he has absolutely no help. And we have to fight everything like this. It does happen. It can happen, and that's why I say patience, distance, focus, guys. That's the reason I say that. So yeah. Not the worst guy, not the worst teammate at all. I've seen guys do worse than that. He had a great build, but it's just, you just want to make sure that you die. If you're gonna push like that, you want to die in a structured like spot. It just makes it that much harder. And that's why I show these videos to just show you guys these lessons. These are lessons that can, can prove vital, because this could be a wipe just off of a result of that. If a lot of people like say that a lot of the team was relying on him, this could have been a wipe. You're seeing me go down there, but the difference where I went down is that I'm right here near my teammate kill shot. I could be revived, get covered easily right back by the stairs, and rejuvenate, regroup, and get myself right back in the fight. Keep myself structured. I see the dog coming, put my hive out. You see, if I'm all the way out there, I couldn't do all this. So that's what I mean. And obviously, Jose did get back up. His teammate was able to make his way over to him. But like I said, a lot of times that can't happen. You might not have a teammate as good that can do that. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you keep your distance, keep your patience. So you're seeing us get through it here. You're seeing this medic drone come up. You want to get him out of there. Don't want any medics at all. That's the last thing you want, considering the whole battle we just did, is to have any of those guys being brought back or being revived and then just having issues again. You just don't want that. So you're seeing them send them little drones after me. Just dodging those, staying away from them. Area's more or less done. And there you go, guys. We are now at the final part of Legendary Manning Zoo. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you made it this far. We're going to go ahead and get into the last room and how we're supposed to play that in order to have success, in order to have like a win, in order to give yourself the best chance of winning. Because Legendary, believe it or not, guys, if you can make it to the last mission, you can always finish it up. Not the last mission. If you can make it to the last room, you can always finish it up. If you can get to the last room of the Legendary mission, it just shows that you have what it takes to beat it, but it's just going to take a lot of structure. So the last room of Legendary is like really the real meat and potatoes of Legendary, realistically, because it just showcases like the end of the mission, the boss, and the just key structure and coordination. So there's so many groups that get up. Not many groups, I wouldn't say, but there's like a decent amount of groups for a few that do reach the end of these missions. And some of them can't even finish them. They'll reach it, but they won't be able to finish the last room. And the reason for that is because it requires structure. It requires like a little more structure than you had throughout the mission. But if you maximize and put all the key concepts together, what all of you guys have been practicing, in our case, patience, distance, focus, and all that stuff, in the last part of the mission, you'll be fine. And in this room, I don't want to say patience too much and distance, because the key thing in this room is focus. Is realistically, it's patience and focus. Distance, you're going to be close. This is close quarter combat right here, guys. So I always say patience, distance, focus. That's how Manning Zoo kind of gets you, I feel, because if you think about it, the mission's so big and so wide ranged, and you can go back so many times. Like, you're able to go off of your back foot so many times. Like, you're able to fight off of your back foot, like, during the mission, and go backward in case things go south. But in this room, this last room, you aren't able to run back, and that's usually the case with majority of Legendary boss rooms. You can't leave the room, obviously. You can't run back, but I mean, just the way that how big this mission was and how outright it was, compared to what they give you at the end. It's like they kind of get the players, like they get them in this mission. And I think that's why this mission was one of the hardest, if not the hardest content to beat when it came out, which is why I was one of the first ones for sure in the world to beat this, which is why that's one of my highest viewed videos, my Manning Zoo Legendary a few years ago. That's one of my highest viewed videos I got. I believe I got around 11K, 12K on that. And the reason for that all, believe it or not, on that video, that all came like within like a day or like 2 or like 3 days, like within like doing that mission. Like the first day, I think it was like 8K or like 9K the very like first day. And then like it kind of just dwindled down. I think it was like 7K, 6K the first day, but then it kept going up gradually. 8, like 9, 10K the first day. So I know like a lot of people like were looking at it and saying a lot of people like nobody beat it. They didn't see anybody on Twitch or anything. That they so far as who they knew. So it was just like one of those missions. And what I meant by that at the time, the reason I'm saying that is because it was just a bit of patience during this mission, during Manning Zoo. Like you just want to be patient. You see how we're fighting up here and everything like this? You want to just remain patient
you don't want to push too much. You want to just be, you want to make sure that you're just looking at the enemy, because there's multiple amounts of waves that come within this mission. And so, like what I was saying, just to touch back on what I was saying earlier, I don't want to leave that thought there. Like they made the mission so widespread, but at the end they get you in Manning Zoo so much because it's so close quartered, and I think people are so used to, especially like if you're running a sniper build, you're so used to like sitting off your back foot and just sniping them. And then now in this room, it's so close quartered now. Like when the enemies show up, it's like it's a complete different ball game. It kind of went like from Manning Zoo to just like close quarter, like the end room, like in a sense. I wouldn't say Tidal Basin, but kind of like a close quarter, like legendary, like DUA. But DUA does not have at all the rigor that this mission has as far as legendary. There's different levels. There's like the first level of legendary is the first three, capital, DUA, and Roosevelt, and then the second level of legendary is Manning Zoo and Tidal Basin. So there's that. But they really definitely do change it up on you in this mission. As vast as this mission was, how close quartered it is at the end is just funny. Think about it. So yeah, it's just something to think about, obviously. But yeah, you're seeing the dogs there, the robot dog, the other robot coming up. You're seeing my hive there is keeping them at bay. They would have most likely pushed up here had I not put this hive there. And they have done it many times. If you look at some of my runs in the past, these guys will push up if that's not there. So that hive helps out a lot. It hurts them, and it helps out a lot in the sense of keeping them at bay. This robot was not able to push up. That dog was not able to push up with him and create problems. So it's always good. It's always good when that's able to be done. You keep the enemy at bay, and you're able to work and be able to help your team be able to work from where they're at and keep these guys over here comfortable, because if that happened, these guys would have pushed up right here, and these guys are focused on other things. You see what I'm saying? They're focused on other stuff. That would have been an issue. You want to just make sure you're holding your spot down. If you do have a spot, you just hold it down. You don't let anything push through. But at the same time, always be using your mini-map. Of course, unless you're running with directives, in which I did a 4-directive mission of this. You guys can see my 4-directive Manning Zoo run if you want to. I did say that earlier in this video, but if you are interested in that, you can look in the description below if you want to see that one. If you are interested, you can see that too. Sadly, there was no commentary during that one. It was a premiere video. I did live premiere it, and I will do that with my Tidal Basin 4 directive video when that does release, whenever that is. I am working, to get that done eventually, but there's just so much going on with other games I'm playing, other things with my life. The rigor of that mission too, to be able to find the right group. It's just, it could be a little hard. So it's like, especially randoms, considering I did all this with randoms. So just be looking out for that, and just know that will be coming. And just be looking out for it, because it was definitely quite a run. It will be a run. It wasn't quite a run. I mean, the Manning Zoo 4 directive was quite a run, but the Tidal Basin 4 directive will definitely be a run, because that mission seems to just be getting that much harder all the time. I don't know what it is, or I don't know. Could be because I'm playing with randoms. People told me that, but like I said, I said it earlier in this video. It didn't seem that hard before. But anyway, back to the video here. You see me keep back. I'm using this wall as cover from the enemy. You don't want to just stand too far out there, because the thing is, these guys will bombard you with bombs, all sorts of things up top here. Snipers could hit you up here if you're out in the open too much. You're not taking cover. You want to just make sure you're taking cover, keeping close. And as you're seeing the door right there on my left, you're gonna see like the other spawn groups when the other waves come out of that. I believe, I don't know, I think the Chunga might come out the door that you're seeing me shoot just behind the dog there, the red one. That's more upper in that room, in that room area over there. But the waves come, and you just kind of want to be ready for them, so that they don't catch you off guard, because they come out and it's like they're on both sides. Obviously, my other teammates are on the other side of the stairs, and they're just ensuring that, or on the other top flank of the area as well. They're just ensuring that nobody comes from those areas, and that that's what you want to do. You want to have a key structure within your team. And you see me telling them down there to kill all the ads before the bosses. This is so crucial, guys. This is so crucial to kill the ads before the bosses in any scenario, most legendary scenarios, because you don't want to be fighting the boss as the ads are there, because that just creates more issues. You got to be dodging things that shouldn't even be there. You just want to take the ads out before you start focusing fully on the boss. Those bosses are they're so DPS heavy and health heavy that you don't want to be focusing on them. And whether they're DPS heavy or health heavy or not, it's just in general. I say the same thing for DUA legendary. I tell teammates all the time, or agents, you don't want to be trying to fight the main boss and be shooting the ads at the same time. You want to take the ads out and then just make the main boss the main focus at the end of the day. It just makes things a lot easier when you do it that way. Okay, so you're seeing us sit back here. You see me hug the wall. You see me kind of stay close on the right side of this cement wall here. I'm just kind of hugging it. I'm keeping there, and the reason for that, if you're noticing,
those drones coming up didn't really hit me there. Tend to notice that they might, at times, they might they kind of go past you when you're on the wall like that. I don't know. I'm not sure how true that is. I haven't done it enough to know, but sometimes they might just go past and they might ignore you. But that time they didn't. I kind of moved more up. They obviously didn't that time because you don't want to sit there and try that out because most times you'll be hit. It's something you can try. Obviously, I did it there. It worked out. But for the most part, you want to stay back. I did throw my stinger out, or I think my stinger hive's gone. It was down there before, but I'm keeping up from here. We did take the chung out, and definitely want to get that chung out of there. That's one of the key parts I'm going to say about this room, guys. When you're at the last part of this room, you don't want that chunga lingering because I believe another one comes, like once the main bosses like spawn, I believe there is another one that comes, and if you leave that other one's there too long, it could be there. I don't know if it spawns before the last one. Maybe that's just a chunga that spawns here. That's just the wave before. Actually, no. I believe that this chunga does spawn before the last wave. The last wave's coming up, which would be for the boss. I think the next wave is a boss wave, which is the last wave, respectively. Once we do that, once we get started on that, then that's when you're going to know that you just want to take the ads out. You don't want to go out there and be fighting the enemy and the main enemy being the bosses, and just not doing that, as I said before. So yeah, if you guys are here, hope you like, subscribe. Hope you just like and subscribe to the video. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. Hope it's very good. I hope it's very informative, edifying. I hope it's comforting. I hope it's something good that you guys are being helped with. I hope it's just helping you out. At the very least, even if you don't beat the mission, that it's helping you out, get further in the mission, gain a better understanding of the game overall, how to move in Legendary, what to do. So you're seeing right here, you're seeing the final wave has came. You're seeing all those enemies there. You just saw all those ads came. So you're seeing the main enemies are there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw my Stinger Hive here. I don't want any of those enemies, because I definitely do not want any of those enemies coming up through here causing problems. This boss is up here, and if all of them came up here, there'd just be issues. So my job, knowing what I'm capable of doing, and my team, most likely, as you're seeing the other teammate behind me, is just to keep these guys over here off of us. And the Stinger Hive is doing a great job helping out with that. Even when I retreat, it's still there fighting, it's still hitting them. It just helps out. It allows me to go, just having something like the Hive allows me to go to the other end of the room without worrying. I did run into some drones there, so it's kind of ran from a lion and I ran into a bear, more or less, there. I mean, it wasn't, that could happen, unfortunately, but the key thing is none of these guys from this area over here where you're seeing these drones come from, the enemy was not able to push up there. Notice the Hive was able to keep them back, was able to help repel, keep them back, as opposed to me, in addition to me and my teammates respectively shooting at him. You're seeing there, the other guy came block the other area, the other boss, and what I had to do is go downward. So it's like, that's what I mean. In Legendary, you gotta just be scouring the area, because it could lead to a wipe. Like, me not jumping there could have led to a death, things being a lot different than what they would have been had I not done that. So you just want to be sure that you're just on top of that stuff and paying attention, as my other teammate you saw was also paying attention as well, made some of the same exact moves. So we're taking this guy out, this Chunga. You just want to get him out of there. He's a problem. Where do you have two bosses there? You don't want any other ones. The other guy's still there. I see him behind me. And what you want to do here is you want to use your mini-map. As much as I'm seeing on here, you want to make sure you use your mini-map. Your mini-map lets you know the enemies and how much more there are still around you and what's going on. So you just want to always be aware of that. I'm going over there. I'm throwing my Hive again. You're seeing these drones just follow me. Look at this. I've never seen this before. They're like literally like trying to pinpoint where I'm going to land at. I don't know. I guess they're starting to learn that I jump around a lot. I don't know, but they're like literally like they didn't blow up as you saw as they came near me. They were like literally just waiting for me like to just stop before they blow up. So I found that kind of interesting. I found that interesting. I've never seen that before. Always something new on this game. But yeah, you're seeing us take the enemies out. You're seeing the bomber back there. I sent my striker drone after them. I don't want them bombarding my teammates, sending bombs after us while we're trying to deal with the enemy. You want to deal with the pest enemies that are around so that you can deal with the boss. And you see me say GG's there. So now the bosses, they're just health tanks, and you just got to kind of DPS them. I know the people usually say you got to kind of shoot them like down below from the back, but the thing is, you can kind of like just do it from any position. Like, I mean, these guys are doing it from the back. That is the way to do it, but I'm kind of just keeping my composure. I don't have a shield build to be that close up to them, so I'm actually not doing it. But I know there are my other teammates that are, trying to exercise that and do that, so I kind of just leave that to them as they're doing it. I am kind of working for a different, better angle on these guys where I can, and I'm also trying to allow my Stinger Hive to, replenish. So at the end, guys, the key thing right here at the end is just to keep your composure. You never want to relax because teams have wiped here. I have heard of it. I'm not saying I have, but I'm saying there's teams that have wiped this far in the mission at the last 2 bosses because everybody kind of lost their focus. The bosses surprised them, attacked them, killed everybody, and it's like that shouldn't happen.
So you definitely don't want to be shooting at the shield. You kind of want to shoot at the lowest person, rectify the behind area. You kind of want to just shoot them there. You just kind of want to make sure that you're able to do that, and that's how you're able to help off of them, like how you do it, of course, as long as you have good DPS, you'll be hitting them either way. You're just hitting them, as long as you're hitting them solidly, you're going to take health off of them and not going to be able to get relay on you and be able to get it done. You kind of see me typing down there. It's kind of funny. I'm just kind of saying I did this before with 4 directives. Believe it or not, I've done it before. So I'm trying to let them know, hey, GG's running it. Good game, guys. It's not the easiest mission, but it's well coordinated. I was kind of just trying to tell them it because before I invited them, I more or less invited these guys to my group. I just told them, hey, let's go ahead and run this mission. If you're knowledgeable on it, we'll definitely win. And they went ahead and everything was good. I believe one of the players, if I'm not mistaken, did not do this before. They were new to this mission. So I believe one of our teammates were actually new to this mission. So it's just a good part on them of following instructions. I believe one of my teammates were new for sure to the mission. So it's just like them following instructions and just staying on code and just knowing what to do, how to go about it. And that just led to like wins, more or less the win. So it's like as long as you guys do that, like I say all the time, some of these teams in Legendary don't require all the structure. You do one thing, kicking you. It's not like that. It's just if everybody's structured, everybody's on the same page, everybody can talk, we're good. So you're shooting the beautiful exotic there once again. You always see that. Never have to put anything in my thumbnails. Have to re-edit, refocus it. Put something in there, do like finishing touches to it, brand it. I don't do that. You're seeing all my exotics are authentic, as you're seeing there. It's right there. You're seeing it. It dropped. That was the Legendary Manning Zoo was the legendary mission for this week. So we got that done, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's how you do Legendary Manning Zoo. You don't want to rush. You always want to just keep distant on everything that you're doing. Patience, distance, focus. This is the reason why I tell you guys about patience, distance, focus. It's a real thing. It works. And yeah. As long as you keep that in mind. The build I was using was Capacitor and Memento Backpack. I don't really go over it like here right now because I have shown you guys this build multiple times before. It's a 6-tier Capacitor skill build with the Memento Backpack. So it's like you're seeing me with the Stinger Hive, assault drone and whatnot. You're seeing me with all those exotics already in my cache. I'm trying to clear it out so I can pick these up. I don't do a very good job of clearing my stuff out at times. Sometimes I'll just delete a lot of stuff. I think that's why my expertise is so low. I'm expertise 4, and I've been doing so many different things. People ask me, how did you do Legendary Manning Zoo 4 directives at expertise level 4? How did you do that at expertise 4? It's funny. I don't know. I mean, it just is what it is. I just know I could play the game. I have fun playing, but I have to work to get my expertise up. That's something I definitely have to do. I'm going to start doing. I just need to start clearing this out more and just, get more weaponry and all that stuff. And who knows, maybe once I do that, there could be other things. Maybe I could incorporate some PvP with my alt character into the mix. Who knows? Maybe we can go in the dark zone a little more. Like I said, I just have to feel like I got to get my expertise up. But a lot of the content I'm doing with it, and people don't even believe it. So that's why I upload this stuff, just to show you that it is real, that it can happen, it can be done. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase here. You just see me go through my inventory here. It was fun. But I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase here. Life's a game. Please like, subscribe. Please support the channel. Please support the channel, guys. If you like this, if it was anything at all that helps you guys out, if I helped you out in any way, shape, or form,
please support the channel, and it just helps out. It pushes my content further and just helps agents out like you guys do this, because the reason why I do this is to show that this stuff can be done. It's not impossible like everybody says all the time. These missions can't be done unless you have a well-structured discorded group that's in Discord or something. It's like, no, that's not needed. All you guys have to be is just on the same page, have the right builds, and everything will work out. You know how that goes. So I'm just kind of opening this recalibration. Yeah, there's so many different like components I get and stuff. It always helps out with these missions. It definitely always helps out. So I thank you guys. Highly appreciate it. Life's a game. Gotta get that selfie as per norm. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, as I said before. Thank you. Take care. Legendary Manning Zoo. That's how you do it. Peace.